Was it the voice? Was it the fire burning in me? All of the noise turned into choirs of harmony. Left me with the pieces of forever that you broke. But since you left me alone, I've been high.
Sorry, boys, for that awkward of an intro. As you can tell, I'm a little bit late, but we're still having fun today. Today we got the 5V5 1v1 duels up and running for the evening.
We got a bunch of priests and a paladin.
All
is
you
literally the holy
doing? Garrett, my man. How you doing,
baby,
my guy? My dude. Thank you so much, my dude. Appreciate you.
That's
12
how you do it.
months in a row, my guy. Can we get a big old hashtag Garrett in chat? Garrett Fogel, my man. How you doing, my dude? Welcome back, boys, to another wonderful, beautiful live stream. Hope all of you are having a wonderful, beautiful day, or rather, evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you guys are at. Appreciate all of you so much for coming by. Appreciate you. Let me pin the friends thing. Let me get the music back up in here, dude. What was the song we were listening to? I think the next song isn't even that good, is it? Let me check, dude. Let me check. We need something good. Something to hype us up. Sorry for being late. I got a lot of things, a lot of stuff in the pipeline, you know, with Blizzard announcing 915 PTR in literally next week. I want to say like 5 days. I want to say it's going to be like on a Wednesday or Thursday. So I wanted to say 5 days or something. Yo, let me move Garrett up in here, dude. So there's a lot for me to talk about in terms of the prep work for it, but also when it actually releases. I'm trying to put together what I call a wish list of class stuff that I would want to see from patch 9.15. I'm not hoping for any kind of crazy reworks, but like some of the smaller stuff I think is possible. How you boys all doing? Welcome back. We got ourselves Skills Chicago, Brawler, Kren, the beautiful Bobby Boy, Bijou, Inch Bins. We got ourselves Haley. We got ourselves Christoph, Alexander, Jake, Shire, Dan the man. How you boys all doing? Jace, how you doing, my guy? Hope you're having a good one, boys. Locks are imba, learn to play. Locks are imba, learn to play. Imbalanced? Warlocks are? You know, WoW? Is it just me or a Warlock's kind of wicked PvP as a Jester can never get a chaos bolt off getting interrupted stun constantly? So I don't really see as many Warlocks right now on the ladder. They're not bad per se, but you definitely do have to, like, it used to be you would run in and do affliction stuff and you would just dot everybody and that's it, and you would just melt people. Nowadays that doesn't really work as well. So now you gotta actually cast. You either play Demonology or you play Destra. I won't say Warlocks are like Windwalker monks. You know what? If you wanted to call someone imba, call someone OP, busted, or really, really ridiculously good, I would say like Windwalker monks in that boat. Warlocks, they're not bad. They're not trash can tier, but I also wouldn't say they're Windwalkers. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? They're not bad at all, though. Hey, Dalaran, get some Frost gameplay. Yo, bud. What's up, my man? What's up, Dread? How you boys all doing? Frost gameplay. Frost Mage or Frost DK. Might be able to maybe potentially get a Frost DK in here. As for Frost Mages, it really depends if Searock wants to pop in and maybe give it a go. I don't... Those mages are fire nowadays. Maybe Arcane. Maybe a little bit of Arcane. But yo, boys, get in here. Boyos. In the 5v5 1v1 duels. I gotta use the restroom real quickly, but as soon as we have a group, it looks like Bald is here, ready to go. 5 out of 5. Let me go use the restroom while we get a group set up. Also, this song just kind of blows, so you guys get to listen to a good one. Okay, you enjoy this song while I'm gone. I'll turn it up for you guys. Enjoy the tunes. Get some cat gems in the chat, Dale gems in the chat. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. BRB.
Transform
headphones, dude. I can literally hear the song through my headphones. They're pretty damn loud. Who do we got as a second group, boys? We got ourselves Bald, the Beautiful. Do we have Flexing or somebody in here? Warrior in general? Yeah, Warriors are pretty good. Need to find proper timing to land this GC Green Blast of Death. Try to watch some Just PvP streamers in practice. Jags is a pretty good one, dude. Jazz is actually pretty good. Trickster, you got a group 4 out of 5? Let's go, my dude. Let's go, my guy. Get some duels up in here, boys. What changes sub rogue get? What changes the sub rogues getting? So, if you guys are asking me right now, 915, what changes are planned by Blizzard? There's no changes right now. We'll find out next week. If you're asking me like what I think sub rogues should get, I think rogues in a pretty good spot. Honestly, I wouldn't change rogues at all. In my nose, this is what I have for rogues. And there's just a couple little tidbits on rogue. Make talents more competitive from spec to spec, and maybe even replace some of the dead talents. Dan the man, my man, I do, my dude. New member, can we get a hashtag Dan the man in chat, boys? Thanks so much for the support, my guy. Appreciate you. You got access to the emotes on this channel. Spam up the emotes whenever you want to, as much as you want to, my man. Also, if you go to Discord, hit connections in the settings down left. There's like a cogwheel. Hit the cogwheel, go to connections, connect your YouTube to the Discord. In our Discord, link down below for that one, you'll have a special role just for yourself. Thank you so much for the support, guy. I appreciate you. Always happy to have you here in the chat, man. So yeah, for sub rogues and rogues in general, I just think there needs to be some more competitive talents. Like Alacrity just ends up taking up a good spot for both Assassin and sub. I mean, both Assassin and Outlaw. And it's not really usable for sub. Like nobody is really going to run Alacrity. So, you know, I feel like some more competitive talents in the rows, so you actually have some real options, I think would be best. I think some of them are pretty good, but not all of them. Like sometimes it's just like, it's just one good talent in a row, and that's all you're gonna run. Very similar to like, I guess here you can run Glaive Tempest as a Demon Hunter. Like you actually have choices. Trailer Rune is not as good, but you have 2 choices here. You have 2 choices here. You have like 2 choices here. But with Rogue, sometimes it's just like you'll have one good option in the middle of the row, and you never change it out, no matter if you're in keys, no matter in PvP, no matter with your rating, no matter if you're running like a bleed build or a poison build. Like it doesn't really make a difference. So I think that's what they should do for rogues. But for the most part, I'm pretty happy with the gameplay rogues have. And maybe we should get a raid utility. That'd be kind of cool. So then we have like a reason to be brought into every single raid. Because right now we don't have any raid utility. So unless we just do exceptional damage, which we do pretty good right now, it's really difficult to justify bringing a rogue. Unless you got like part of a build. So for future safety of rogues, I feel like bringing some kind of a raid utility, like Smoke Bomb or something back, or maybe some kind of a debuff, buff mechanic maybe. Like that'd be really good. I think it would basically make it easier for us to keep a viable raid spot no matter what. Until Bald gonna be eaten. Yo, what's up, RP? How you doing, my guy? I hope you're having a good one. My guy. Yeah, so that's all I have for rogues for the time being. Hopefully no Ferals to be on Hunter's side. Yeah, they're everywhere, man. It's really difficult to avoid them. Did see more Fury Warriors? That's true. I do want to see more Fury Warriors myself. Is Fury even playable right now? Because it looked like Fury was getting some great 9-1 buffs, and a lot of dudes were actually excited for it. And then as soon as 9-1 came out, it was back to arms, dude. Back to playing arms as whatever covenant you wanted. Kyrian, Necrolord, Faye, Venthyr is still really good. Like arms warriors are just dominating, even though the Fury Warrior were the ones that got a lot of the cool PvP changes. But maybe just the 10% damage for arms on other covenants other than Venthyr is like, oh, our arm just got even better. Haha, let's just play that. So now all the covenants are a lot closer, at least in PvP. But yeah. If you guys have any questions to join, yeah. If you guys want to join for 5V5 1v1 Duels, it looks like Trickster's waiting for one Moss. Player versus player, premier group, custom PvP, find the group, tap number 5 in the search, enter to look for Alliance and or Horde groups. Trickster, how are we doing? Still 4 out of 5? Are you Alliance, Trickster? I think it might be Ali. Does anyone here have super bad World MS this week, hitting 1K and up? Steven, I've had some lag, but I've never had a 1K World MS. Even right now I have 60 MS, which is like 20 above what I normally get. But maybe that's like first world problems. How you doing, by the way, Steven? How you doing, my man? Yo, I haven't had that bad a lag. Bald gang, dude. Let's go. Let's go. I kind of want somebody who has a shaman. Like in duels, they're actually pretty good for duels. They're actually pretty golden for duels. Actually not bad. Yeah, I need to play my shaman a little bit too. Yo, there we go. You got a group. I need to play my shaman to figure out like what kind of changes would I want for Ali, because I kind of like where other shaman specs are at. Spectator match. Because I personally like where shamans are at generally. You have no target. Trickster Bald. Do you need to do Bald as in the character name maybe? Hold on. Skills. Just with a Z. Okay. And skills. You have no target. Yo, Bald, do you have anybody else in your group that has me out in reality? Because I think it's doing a thing. I'm offline. Might be. Wait, hold on. Wait. Actually, it might be Trickster. It might be Trickster is doing a thing. Wait, give a sec. I was gonna disconnect, but no internet problem. I don't know why. It could be the servers, man. Oh, there we go, boys. Trickster. I thought it was the whole thing with Bald or whatever, but figure it out pretty quickly, boys. Make sure you guys are out of the LFG too. F pre-made. Okay. We'll figure it out, dude. We'll give it a second. Give us a second. We'll figure it out. You know what I mean? Give us a second. We'll figure it out. All right, are we good to go? Good to go, boys. Good to go. Chicago's my shaman hero, dude. Chicago is the man. Chicago owns, dude. That's quite a bit of holding up the pillar of NA shaman gameplay right there, dude. Honestly, 10 minutes, 1 to see. That's unfortunate, brawler. That's unfortunate, brawl. Hope that'll get fixed. Maybe it's just something on the WoW end. You know what I mean? Also, where's my boy? I see all these pallies. Do you know who I don't see? I don't see my main man, my boy. You know who? You know who? Where is my boy, Milord Pala, dude? We need Milord back in these. We need Milord Pala join these duels again. We need to make a group of formidable foes, real killers, real cold-blooded, cold-hearted, stone-cold warriors. That's what we need, dude. That's what we need. Switch. What do we got? We got us a team one together with Kalingi XO as a feral druid. We got ourselves errorless, hoping not to make an error this round. Ronaldo, the Retribution Paladin. Reese's X, as well as Shark. A lot of paladins for today, dude. A lot of paladins for the day. We got ourselves another paladin. We got Cut and Cutie over on team 2 with Calamity going to be going up first. On the back, we also got Lazy Kitty, Skills, as well as Zywok. And looks like Calamity playing up the assassination with a cheat death. Honestly, cheat death sometimes is a weird talent, but it might not be the worst. You know why? Because Pally's got that burst. Drinking and a cloak shot is coming out for Calamity. Big damage. Oh, whoa. Ho. Wait a second. Huh? I don't think this man needed cheat death. It looked like the Paladin Shark might have needed a cheat death. I don't even know what happened. He just went in with the biggest damage. What was that burst? What did he do? Oh my god, what did he do? Calamity, what'd you do? Can someone tell me, did he do some cheese that I just missed? I just panned over to another person and he just melted that paladin. He didn't give him a chance. Just didn't even have a global to press bubble. I think I was just trying to make some damage happen. This man right here, dude. Maybe he's expecting for everybody else to be running some kind of cheesy burst damage. Maybe that's why he's cheating down, just in case anybody else is doing it too. He's like, you know what? We go big, we play big, we win big or we lose big. Deleted. Oh my goodness. Errorless, looking to see if we can find him. Phantom Knives out in the open comment. It was more or less where he's at. But Errorless is able to dive back into stealth. He felt like, you know what? I should try to see if I can get myself. Try to see if I can fan this rogue out. Calamity hanging out by a corner. Errorless actually nearby Sap. Would felt like from a mile away. So quite a bit of distance on that thing. Does Calamity have the same burst as he did with the Paladin? Looks like he's actually going to sap Errorless and just wait it out. He's waiting, I think, for Vendetta and a Cloak of Shadow. I think he's just trying to go in for the biggest burst. Cover himself with a Vendetta, or cover himself with Cloak of Shadows or Evasion. Going to be a full touch cap for Errorless. He's going to have himself quite a bit of a heal to work with here. Does he know what the other rogue is doing? By now, he must have known. He must have watched. It looks like Calamity is literally waiting full 20 seconds until Vendetta and Vanish are back up. I think Vanish is part of his burst, isn't it? I would imagine. So I do wonder what kind of a burst he goes for. Because this man's right here, dude. This man's right here is just cheesing. He's just straight up cheesing. He has a cool cooldowns available. Airless is out in the open. This is where Calamity could maybe make something happen. Fan nice. Does he get sapped? He does get sapped. Calamity somehow does not get hit with that fan. Kid is shot. Trinket for Calamity. Into blind, onto Airless. Trinketing with a blind into Calamity. Looks like he should be able to get an opener. Unless he somehow DRs himself. Decided, you know what? I better surprise this rogue. Sap comes out. Errorless. Using Vendetta onto Calamity to make sure he has no escapes. Garrote. Calamity has opportunity to press the defensive right now before Kiddershot comes out. Looks like he does get to do so. Kiddershot by Errorless with a straddle step to make sure he lands the Kiddershot behind him. Calamity has evasion. Does he have anything more else? That's going to be a Cloak of Shadows. Trying to go for a fan. Kiddershot. Oh, I don't know if he had himself a setup that time around. Looks like he ended up having to play a little bit back because Errorless was able to get cooldowns out of Calamity. Was able to get a trinket out of him really early. Traded a trinket for a blind of his own. And now it's going to be your boy Skills versus Airless. What was that rogue burst? We got to watch that rogue play again, dude. Calamity is doing something cheesy, something weird. Going to be Dots going to set up Skills, trinket it out of the spikes with a stun into Airless. Looking to make some damage happen. Going to be a charge as Airless looking to just walk away from him. Skills getting dotted up. Disarm onto the warrior. Has no weapons to work with. Big damage by Airless. Not even a Vendetta either. Going to be a wall for Skills. Does he have the second window? Looks like he doesn't. Defensive stance is what he's playing right now. Trying to go for a first aid. Airless is going to be able to get that ambush. And then get himself maybe a bit of a reset. Cutting Cutie is going to be up next. Are we going to be cutting rogues down or cutting onions as rogues are bursting down these palaces? Because already we're seeing a paladin with immunities. Ironclad plated armor. Actually, that was an interesting trinket. Looks like Airless is just getting smacked down. Cloak of Shadows is up. Could go for a Shadow Step versus Cutie. Looks like he is gonna not even doing that. Looks like it's gonna be instead Smoke Bomb. Try to see if he can just walk away from the Paladin. Maybe Shadow Step here. Does he get it? Looks like he doesn't even go for it. Airless is kind of in a bad spot. Get a shot into Cutting. Does he have any way out? Looks like Cutting does end up cutting the rogue down. That trinket was very ballsy. Ronaldo just walking up, trying to just greet the other Paladin on the opposite team, on the opposite faction. It looks like Ronaldo's gonna be going for burst. Cutting might just press bubble here. That is gonna be not a bubble, but a Shield of Vengeance into a blind into Ronaldo. Trinket out of Ronaldo. Cutting trying to get himself a bit of a heal. Could be a big defensive. Might have to go for that immunity. Got himself Wingspark. Blind into Cutting. Might just have to blind. Might just have to bubble it. Shackles. Does he bubble? Better bubble right now. No. Oh, no. He thought he could live. He thought he could get a Word of Glory off, but the Shackles and Malediction prevented a lot of that healing. With Paladins with big immunities, these Paladins are just playing hard to just doesn't want to give up the big defenses at all. Zyvok playing out the Necrolord Demon Hunter, which is, I'm liking that that's becoming more accepted, at least in PvP. Got himself the Blade, Glaive Toss, Glaive Barrage, Glaive Tempest. I need to remember what that ability is, because most people are playing the Fell Rush Charge. Gonna be Ronaldo trying to see if he can survive it. Better press a bubble, unlike the other Paladins. Better. Oh, what is with these Paladins? Did they all unbind bubble just for the duel today? A lot of them are feeling like, you know what? I'll be okay. I'm a Paladin. I got plenty of healing. Maybe a lot of them are too used to the fact that they have a ton of healing. Shackles out of Zyvok, cancels in early. Looks like he does have a demon spawning in for himself. Gonna be a big heal as well as big damage if he picks up the soul. There goes the soul. He glows green. That's when you know he's gonna be lean, mean, pumping machine, unless Zyvok just gets completely hunted and tackled to the ground. And looks like that's exactly what's happened. We're only 6 minutes into this duel and the males are just melting. Big opener by Lazy Kitty, trying to see if he can one-shot Reese's. Reese's with that stun, trying to see if he could crack through that Fleshcraft shell by Lazy Kitty. Is he even able to darkness? And Lazy just shreds him down. And Clingy versus Lazy. Lazy popping off some cooldowns, so he's going to be in bear form. Trying to see if he can get Clingy out. Going to be the Ursals by Lazy. Doesn't get Clingy out in the open, though. He's still in stealth. He's just waiting now for the Ursals to be over. So if only Lazy knew that he actually has him. He actually got him in the Ursals. He actually had him the whole time. Clingy trying to get some dots up and running early. Big damage onto Lazy. That Fleshcraft shield is going to last only for so long. Quick cyclone onto Clingy. As Lazy looking for the reset. Does he get the restyle? No, not. Oh, does he get a restyle? He does get the restyle. I was gonna say. So at least Lazy might be able to get some decent dots in there. Going to be a big Feral Frenzy on Clingy with the Swarm. Look at the bleeds just ticking down into Clingy. Look at that health bar go, dude. Look at that health bar go. Clingy is actually going to have the Slime Shield proccing. has to find a way to mitigate it. Quick bash onto Lazy. Trinkets are available for both the Pharaohs. Walls are available for both. Barking out of Lazy Kitty. Clingy without Thorns. Gonna be Lazy with Thorns as well. Clingy, unsure if he really wants to hit into Thorns. Both of them mirror each other with them regrows. Gonna be Skull Bash by Lazy. Quick Roar by Clingy. And it looks like Lazy got a little bit of advantage here. He is in cat form. Wall coming out for Clingy. Trying to get some bleeds back to Lazy. Gonna be that Ursul's keeping him at bay. So you actually can see Rest Infinity versus Guardian Infinity. We'll see which one ends up being more popular and which ones ends up winning. Clingy with that trinket out of the bash into a maim. Lazy got plenty of bleeds up and running. Quick maim by Clingy is able to at least get himself some self-healing. Might want to pop in a bear form, maybe go for Frenzied Regen. I think it might not be a bad idea. He's kind of low in health. Looking for the regrowths. But he could go for a Frenzied Regen with that Swarm on himself. It looks like Clingy is at least able to sneak away into restealth for a second. Lazy doesn't want to give him the opportunity at all. Quick Roar into the Cyclone. Lazy could trinket out of it if he wanted to. Not going to Clingy. Looking for that reset. Is he going to be able to? We're only 8 minutes into this duel. 21% damage. They're going to be Flash Cap for one, Flash Cap for the other. And looks like Clingy should be able to recover quite a lot of health. Clingy, though, maybe making a misplay here. Did not Flash Cap while in bear form. So you actually lose out on a little bit extra shielding. While in bear form, you get a little bit extra armor and stamina. The stamina part is the most important part for the Flesh Cut because it actually gives you a bigger shield because it's based off of your current health. This is why warriors and other classes might use like a Battle Master Trinket or Rallying Cry with a PvP talent in order to make sure that they have a fatty shield. Quick maim onto Clingy. Lazy looking to end the duel right here. Does he get you though? I think it's over. And Lazy taking him out. What was that burst by that first rogue, by the way? Calamity, what'd you do to the Paladin? I don't understand. Dude, everybody came in with burst. Paladins couldn't even press bubble fast enough. What is going on? I don't understand. Had forbearance, GG. Was it forbearance? I don't think it was it. Did it bop something? If they bopped something, then I missed it completely. Damn, alright, let's get another duel up and running then, boys, yeah? Let's get another one going. What's up, boys? Dalaran, привет, здорово, Lexik, здорово. What's up, Lexik? How you doing, my guy? I hope you're having a good one. Asking Russian, what up, dude? What up, Dal? What up, dude? How many are we at, boys? How many are we at? 50? 60? 70? No, 60. Are we just pure 60? And Nate's only 60, dude. 61? We gotta get more games on a name. Yo, both of these boys ready? We can get another one. Chicago got 5. Did we get Bald or did we get Chicago? I think we got... So we gotta start separating the two. Did we get Chicago or did we get Bald here? Or Trickster versus or Bald with Chicago? I think we do Bald since it's team 1. I think, or do we do Trickster? I don't know actually. Any other groups that says Fever? How you doing, my man? Hope you have a good joy today. And it was bringing today, dude. Big Davey in the opener. Let's go with, I want to say Trickster. Do Bald we can wait? Okay. That works out for me. Yeah. It helps out when you guys are like, is it one? Fair enough. Bald and Chicago. Hopefully that works. All right, Trickster versus Chicago afterwards. I got you guys panned out. Chicago, you'll just take whatever team you got. We'll queue versus Trickster. And we're just gonna queue whoever is ready and try to give you guys min-maxing whatever. Or mix and matching you guys a little bit. Yeah, we'll try to do it as quickly as I can. I'll try to be as efficient as I can. You know how these goes. You've seen these duels. You've seen how it is. You know how Dalaran can't even read. So if I'm just stammering over my words, I'm just kind of cadavering the stream somehow. You know, it's just a miracle, dude. It's all a miracle. Oh man, go try something different. Yeah, sounds good, my dude. Sounds good. We got Faded, Reason, Unstoppable. So we're missing one, which is unfortunate. But oh, there we go. Relativity. Oh hey, how you doing, my guy? I like seeing familiar faces, dude. Which. So what are you saying that I should win a lot of changes? So what are you saying? Like, should I? Like I should, because a lot will be changed in 915. Hey Dallas, is what's coming back for 915? I think so. It looks like there's a lot of good stuff coming in 915 to WA. That rogue is an Necro or Outlaw? What rogue is that? They're both Assassination. You can see by the Vendetta. You can see like the debuffs, the buffs and debuffs. If you see Vendetta as a cooldown, that means they're Assassination. It'd be cool if they were Outlaw. Not a lot of people play it. Team 2, we got ourselves Faded with Reason as a Feral. We got Relativity as a Boomy with Unstoppable as a Marksman, as well as Chicago. It looks like out of Team 1, it's actually going to be Skills first up. Just walking at him. This is going to be the first he's fighting against. Looks like it's going to be Reason. On that team, we also got ourselves Zywok. We got ourselves Lazy Kitty, Cuttin' Cutie, as well as Calamity. Skills first up versus a Reason. He's just kind of sitting in bear form, just kind of shuffling around. I think he's just gotta wait for him to walk up. He's just waiting. He's just watching him. He's like, what's going on? Is he RPing? Skills just want to walk up and bow to that guy. And Reason's just like, what's good? He's like confused. Wait, is it? I think is maybe not even first. I think they're still trying to figure out who's going first, who's going last. I don't think he's even sure if he's the one going first. He keeps looking back at the team like, wait, guys, am I first? Wait, I think he's not first. Oh no, the confusion. Is it not Reason? I think it is Reason. I think he's just shy. I think it's the first time we've seen Reason in these duels, though. Gonna be an opener onto Skills, getting the bleeds up and running pretty early on. Big damage. Gonna be Skills with a Stormbolt immediately. Blade Storm got himself Avatar, but looks like Skills is one more. Oh my goodness, was that Thorns? Was that with Thorns' burst, or did Reason just pop Thorns? He might have pre-popped Thorns right before the Stormbolt. It looked like Skills canceled his own Blade Storm because he's playing the Tormented King's Legendary, so he got Avatar, and he wanted to go for big damage as soon as he saw that he got Avatar. But looks like Thorns and Dodge just melted him completely. I guess I didn't even see Thorns. I guess Reason just put up bleeds, Thorns, and then everything is amped with the Swarm, and it's just over. That is actually crazy. Calamity gonna be up next. Hasn't she down? So maybe against Reason with a. This is supposed to be the Dobbs Kitty. You know what I mean? This is the Necrolord damage over time kitty. That's the damage over time kitty burst. I mean, I guess all those dots sticking down at the same time. I guess, you know, that would just be a ton of edge. If it's like, this is why people play Necrolord Feral, because at least with Convoke you can hit it with an interrupt. This one is just like, you're just, once the bleed's on you, you're done. Reason picking up the eye, looking for Calamity. Looks like it's going to be a Garrote out of Calamity, trying to get some dots up and running. Barskin is out for Reason, and Calamity might just have to trick it out. This looks like it's going to be tricky with an evasion. Trying to wait up for the Barskin for Reason. Thorns are up, blinding him immediately. Calamity though! My man's is just melting! My man's is just like snow. Here's a candle. Here's a candle. And you put up a torch next to it. What is... I don't... Oh my goodness. Calamity is just going to get found out of stealth though, as the eyes are picked up. Good shadow step to at least get away from the cat. Bash by Reason. Going in for big damage. Into a roar. Not even giving Calamity a moment to breathe and play the game. Big vendetta out of him. Trying to make the most damage happen. Getting shot into Reason. Barely any health. Does get himself a bit of a heal. Reason got the frenzy regen. And that's going to be a Moonfire setup onto Calamity. If the dots are in, then the dots are in. Not even a shadow step. And Reason just cancels the guy out. Lazy Kitty opening up, and Necrolord Kitty versus Necrolord Kitty. Big guy cat fight. Reason with a wall and Thorns looking to get aggressive. That yoink back from the Ursaws looks like Reason has to maybe take a second. Quick skull bash by Lazy Kitty, roared by Reason. And maybe the Feral on team 2 is now under quite a bit of pressure. The Night Elf Feral, the Green Kitty, versus Lazy Kitty with a quick maim. I think it could be over. Triggered out of Reason. Quick stun by... I was actually expecting for Lazy Kitty to trick it out of it, actually. That's why I was kind of slowed down, just kind of expecting it. Just kind of expecting it. Am I the only one that kind of held my breath there for a second? Because this is just all over the place. Quick maim by Reason. Go for the roots. He needs a little bit of recovery, but looks like he's going to go for the long haul big health. Reason is also playing Guardian Infinity, so I don't know if he has Enraged regen or Frenzy regen just yet. Bash with the Lazy Kitty doesn't sit a long quick maim. Lazy is able to get full bleeds out to Reason. That's going to be a Tri-Cyclone. Bear for Fleshcraft. He got himself in a perfect setup. The Fleshcraft reducing the damage he's taking. Also giving him a little bit of self-heal. Also big absorb. So Reason might be able to recover from this. Has quite a bit of a shield on him. Ursos is going to keep him at bay. And Lazy looking for a bit of a reset himself. Reason still ticking down on health. Not completely out of the woods just yet. He's still in a bit of trouble. And that's going to be a full fresh Fleshcraft for Lazy Kitty. He has such a massive advantage. Reason literally out of mana. He's in travel form. Literally out of mana. Just waiting out for Lazy Kitty to get to him. Going to be Lazy. Popping out of stealth. Reason at least has the opener. So he has at least the element of surprise, has a lot of bleeds available. Tiger's Fury ready. Looks like he's going in, trying to make some dot. No, oh, actually, no, just a stun and just get away. Just a stun and just to get away by the looks of it. I was thinking it was going to be Tiger's Fury, full Pharaoh Frenzy, get the bleeds up and running, but he decided, you know what? I'm not going to do that just yet. Trying to see if he can maybe get an open out to Lazy. Going to be quick main by Lazy Kitty. And he got all the dots set in. Wall could be coming out of... Actually, no. Reason doesn't even have wall. Lazy is just in such an advantage so far. And Reason is out of mana. Out of options, in fact. Unless he goes for Frenzy Region while in Bear. Quite a lot of recovery and healing, actually. That's exactly what he really needed. Next opener by Lazy Kitty, though, is always going to put him in a deadly spot. Every single time. It's always going to put him in a deadly spot. Quick Skull Bash by Reason just to get back to Lazy. Bash by Lazy, though. And Reason looking to get the big bleeds onto Lazy Kitty with a Malediction. Shackles onto Lazy as the dots are rolling in. Trying to hamper some of his healing. Lazy tried to see if he could maybe travel form out of there. Slime Shield proccing for him to keep him alive. With a quick Swift Man did go for the Ursos onto Reason. Just to get behind the corner. Quick maim trinket out of Reason. Lazy going in for some damage of his own. Has a wall and there goes the Thorns. Reason is in a bad situation. Bear form is up. Has a wall available very, very soon. Frenzy Regen is up. And now it gets at least a full flash scuff. Lazy Kitty should be getting a full flash scuff very, very soon as well, actually. Reason looking to see if he could find him. Neither of the fairly letting each other open. Lazy popping a trinket on the maim. It looks like Reason finally gets even an inkling of advantage here. Finally able to put in some pressure. Maim by Lazy. Is he going to go for a cycle? And looks like he's just going for a very defensive play. Just trying to get the hell out of dodge. Getting himself the Swiftman. Big bite out of Reason. Cycling coming out is going to be a Skull Bash. Lazy. Perfect opportunity to go in bear form. And then flash captain. Reason has no ways to stop it. But at least he got the bleeds. At least he finally has some sort of an offensive advantage. Lazy Kitty has an opportunity to turn this around, and Reason might be the one popping a wall here very, very soon. At least he got some dots onto Lazy, and Reason at least has himself a Frenzy Region, so he might be okay. Lazy's shield, Fleshcap is down. Bite out of Reason. Quick maim by Lazy. Maybe he can make something happen off here. Reason definitely needs a wall. Big damage. Lazy does capitalize and taking him out. That was a really intense cat fight back to back, boys. Absolutely incredible. Faded hanging out by the eye, knows that Lazy Kitty is going to pick it up, saps him immediately. Wants to make sure that the Pharaoh does not get the opener. And Lazy doesn't play the Guardian spec, so you can't go for the Roar into a Bash or anything like that. Faded just opening up with big Shadow Blades in the beginning. Isn't Faded the Reckless Rogue? Quick Shadow Blades vent your opener into a blind? My man. Is he going to triple sap him into another opener? Is that what he's going for? Lazy, what the hell? I think Lazy's lagging a little bit. This kind of gets sapped and slid for a second. But at least he did deny Lazy any kind of eye opener. An eye-opening experience. Kidney shot by Faded. Doesn't even have a shadow dance anymore. Wait, he's literally out of dances. He decided to go for a vanish instead. Interesting. So Faded did pop a lot of cooldowns. Lazy didn't really have to worry about it too much. He was actually a-okay while just in bear form. But he sure he has Frenzy Region emergency healing on the conduit, doesn't he? That thing is still pretty good. Even though he's playing Restoration Affinity for Swiftmans, it's still pretty good. Faded cut out in the open. No eyes for Lazy Kitty. Kidney shot. Good trinket out if he wants to. Barskin is up for Lazy. Are we going to have that Frenzy Regen? Slime Shield is up. Are we going to see the emergency healing? Going to be that Shackles of Malediction. Prevention Lazy from healing. Wall is up. Lazy trying to fight it as best as they could. Ursul's for Faded. He doesn't go anywhere at all. Lazy needs to go for a Cyclone. Maybe gets interrupted. Looks like it's not even an interrupt. Going to be Cloak. Faded. Oh my god. He didn't even need to interrupt. He just pressed Cloak because that's what Lazy wanted this. Lazy wanted for the Rogue to kick so you can go in bear form with Flesh Cap. But if you just cloak it, let him finish that cast. He's out of the bear form. He has nowhere to go. I'm so sorry for coughing in the mic just now. Sorry, boys. Oh my god, yelling into the mic, getting choked up on spit, dude. Dalaran, be professional. I'm sorry, I'll try to cut that out in terms of the video if I remember to. Faded on a mount away from Zywok, trying to see if he can get away. That was actually such a good duel between the cats and then between the rogue. That was so well done. Faded is wrecked. Look, he went through the full set of cooldowns there. He bumped everything from Shadow Blades and the Flagellation into the Pharaoh while he was in bear form, trying to see if he can get a good go onto Zywok. Cheap shots are flying into a blind, full setup. Zywok chooses to trinket, wants to get aggressive. Metamorphosis with a stun into Faded. Does not have a trinket actually, so Faded could be in a bad spot. Potentially could be in a really bad spot. Stun by Zywok. Big laser up. Going to be Shadowy Duel by Faded. Just trying to walk out of there. I think he's using Shadowy Duel to at least get some sort of healing. And that's going to be advantage by Faded, trying to make that big 100% crit Lego work for him. Taking out the Demon Hunter. But can it take out Cutting Cutie? That is the question. That's really his end boss, dude. That's his world boss that he's got to beat. But catch up to Romas. I'm so sorry about that, my dude. So sorry about that. Oh my goodness. Faded, waiting out for Cutting Cutie. Eyes available on one side and the other. Cutting Cutie could just go pick up the eyes. Also, I'm wondering, is Faded playing the normal Vanish and normal Shadow Blades? I think he is, right? I don't think he's playing any kind of like a shorter Vanish, shorter Shadow Blades. I guess we'll find out soon. Once he uses the Shadow Blades, we'll see what the cooldown of that thing is. I don't think a lot of rogues are running Thieves Bargain, even though you would imagine it'd be really good if you're playing the Bursty build. But it looks like it's not really worth it. It's better to go for the big cooldowns without the 10% damage reduction when you're popping those CDs. Cutting Cutie, making sure to land a Judgment from downtown, just yeeting that thing downwards. Yeah, it looks like he's playing non-Thieves Bargain. I was kind of hoping Thieves Bargain would be pretty good. It seems really fun in BGs, but I think when it comes to arenas or duels, you want the full damage as a rogue. You don't want to nerf yourself any more than you have to. Cutting Cutie, just kind of taking that Mark for Death with him and just walking away with it. Picking up the eyes and Faded. Looks like he's just going to have to wait out until Mark for Death maybe falls off. He resets it. Unless he could just sit in stealth. Trying to see if he could out-mount a Paladin. I don't know if that will really end up helping him. Using those calm points just to burn into a slice and die, just to make sure they actually get some use out of it. And Cutting Cutie may be looking for another set of... Actually, it looks like he picked up both eyes. Looks like he literally picked up both eyes. Mark for Death is up for the rogue with the Shadow Blades. If it's full vent to your flagellation, burst into a cheap shot of Cutting Cutie. Big damage out of Faded. Just trying to see if he can end it here. Cutting Cutie with a Shield of Vengeance. Better press a bubble if they ever get low. Trying to go for a hammer throw at Faded, but he has Cloak of Shadows already pre-rolling. But as long as the Cutting Cutie does not get interrupted on the cast with Flash of Light, he actually should be a-okay, unless White Faded went in, but he didn't go for an interrupt. He just got a Shadow Step and then walked away. Going to be a Shadow Melt. Did get a cooldown out of Cutting, if anything. It did get eye for an eye, I guess. Damn, though, dude. Damn. Oh, no. Faded. Try to see if he might be able to Shadow Strike opener onto Cutting. Gonna be immediate Hodge into a Kidney Shot reversal into Cutting Cutie. Taking a bit of damn. Better have that finger on the bubble ready to go. Better press it rather than not press it. Faded with an evasion and a vanish right after. Quick escape. 100% guaranteed getaway. As Cutting tried to see if he can get himself at least a little bit of healing. Blind! So the Paladin can't even recover in health. I think Faded just has him in the palm of his hand. Unless Faded takes too long and lets Forbearance build back up or fall off of Cutting Cutie. The Blessing of Protection might maybe save Cutting Cutie. I don't think so, though. Oh, no. Unfortunate. Faded with 3 kills, actually? Wow. Look at that. Look at that. I honestly thought it was going to be a big game for one of the Pharaohs, but looks like the Rogue is the one who came out with more kills. Anyway, boys, let's get Chicago as well as Trickster in here, because those two haven't got to play each other just yet. Let's get them both in here, though, boys. My cat jumped on Moss. Yeah, you're good, my guy. You're good, you're good, you're good, you're good. Were you the one playing, actually? Yeah, that's unfortunate if you were the one dueling and you're like, thanks, cat. Appreciate you. Close duel. Wait, what if you play Feral and the cat jumped on your mouse? It's like the cat just wants to hang out with your cat, dude. Bottom Alliance team. Maybe Chicago might have some. You'll have to peep. But if you guys want to join, go to Player vs. Player, Premier Groups, Custom PvP. Find the group top number 5. It's number 5. Answer the top search. Join one of the 5V5 1v1 groups searching. 1 AFK. That's fine, Trixie. We can give you a second. We can give you a sec. Like the 2 recent vids and the stream, keep up the good work, Dally. Yo, Team WA, appreciate you, my guy. Appreciate you, my dude. Join a couple paragraphs that I think I agree with you. I'm gonna come back to WoW. Hell yeah, my dude. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming out, dude. A lot of stuff coming out for 915. Should be a lot of fun. Привет, братан, здорово, Vodafone. Здорово. Hey, Vodafone, how you doing, my man? Trickster looking for +1 on the Horde. Boy, so if you want to join in, join your boy. Okay, actually, it looks like Trickster got them all. Looks like Trickster got them all. Let's get Trickster and Chicago. Yo, Bold, keep your group together. We're gonna get him in as soon as Chicago and Trickster get a game, okay, man? You play next. I think we'll have you versus Trickster, and we'll just kind of have you guys go in circles like that. So at least you guys are playing somebody different from time to time. But it really depends like how many groups we have. When we have a ton of groups, it feels like we just have to wait so long before groups play each other. Show on more? Okay. We might have bugged it. If we bugged it out, Trickster in Chicago, we just will have to keep spam queuing until it works. But don't worry, we'll actually end up doing it. We'll get into a game at some point. Yeah, BM might get some changes going into 9.1.5. Really, it's really needed to do. BM is going to be a main alt. So I don't know what they can do for BM. I think they might need some. Well, technically, Beast Mastery can play kind of okay for like raiding. There are some sims that are saying that BM is actually could be pretty decent, and it's actually performing kind of okay when it comes to keys. Is doing competitive keys to marksman. I just feel like if anything hunters need, I will say they definitely need more survivability. Maybe they could do some kind of, I think they need to bring back some kind of a proc-based playstyle, like one of the Azeroth traits from Battle for Azeroth, and make it part of the Hunter Toolkit. I think that ended up working out really well for them last expansion. So I think they need to add like a little bit of complexity to the spec. Some form of complexity. It's just something they need. But they're technically not bad, like if you end up trying to min-max yourself. Just to make you an announcer for AWC ASL, it can make it so much less boring. Yeah, I haven't watched any AWC so far. But I think it'd be kind of cool. I would love to do it. I think it'd be fun. It'd be kind of, you know what? It would kind of suck, Joe Jack. It would kind of suck if see Dark, yeah, see Mark as a Shadowface. I like it. I like it. In PvP. So in PvP, Beast Mastery, I think they're actually really good in PvP. They might even need like a slight nerf in PvP. They do a lot of sustained dam. I don't really know. Do they need a nerf? They just do a lot of sustained dam. And they kite like crazy. I don't know. Do they really need a nerf? They're pretty annoying. A lot of classes find them annoying to play against. Which I guess you better get on it as soon as you can. Enjoy it. BM just is like a massive buff. It also smells like maybe another 15 to 20 damage increase all spells. Maybe for a PvE, but not a PvP change, because they're really good in PvP. Yeah, but maybe they need something for PvE. I think we can agree that they might just need a little more help, a little bit of a push to be better. They don't really scale as well as they did the last expansion gear-wise, because they don't have like those same procs, which kind of blows when you think about it. Oh no, Chicago going in already. Oh no, just want to save that duel real quick. Oh no, Chicago already going in. Oh no, I'm just trying to save this last duel. I'm just trying to save it. Okay, cool. Now we can do it. Okay, oh no, switch. Already we started. Chicago going up versus Races as a Demon Hunter going in for a big old damage with the Metamorphosis. Chicago eating the Hunter to the face. Gonna be a backflip, double back for Races. Chicago just popping a wall and getting the hell out of dodge. Trying to maintain a flame shock into Reese's and most. Big Earth Elemental joining the fight. He angry though too. With shackles and addiction for Reese's, Chicago trying to see if he can break the shackles. Is Elise able to walk away from it? Massive heal recovering through the necrotics. Even taking a bite out of Reese's in raptor form. Chicago getting stunned up yet again. Reese's got plenty of damage. Big old eye beam onto Chicago with a fell rush right after. Lots of combo damage in Chicago. He just continued to survive it. Needs himself a little bit more healing. Trying to, I think, maybe get interrupted by... Is he trying to get interrupted by Reese's on nature? Is that what's going on? Is he trying to get... Is he doing a thing? Is he about to do a thing? Is he about to do a thing? I'm not sure if he is. Is it trying to get it? Because it looks like he was trying to get interrupted on nature. And actually, looks like Chicago, even though they're the one playing defensive, Races on the other hand is just melting down little by little. Chicago, I think, is still playing the big flame shock damage for Enhanced Shaman. Shackle's going to be stunned by Reese. Chicago has to go for a trinket, going for burning off that mana with Maelstrom to get himself as much self-healing as possible. Reese's is going to be double backing for a second. Not completely out of the woods. You just watch this Chicago recovering over and over with the damage. Is actually pretty bad. Look at Reese's health, by the way. Look how he's melting while he's in execute. It's a thing that Chicago is playing right now. It's a flame shock build as an enhancement with Ghost Wolves joining the fight. Probably not helping the situation. Frosty Raptors with a stun, and Chicago just kills the Demon Hunter with damage over time without even touching him, besides the Ghost Wolves themselves biting or Ghost Raptors. He's actually got quite a bit of damn. Ronaldo is up next for Moonguard over on the team 1, looking to compete versus Chicago. Big zaps coming out in the open, and Chicago, all they need is a flame shock, put the enemy at low health, and then you can literally AFK. And apparently Chicago just melts people now. Shackles and Malediction, Chicago doesn't have a way to break it. Looks like Sunder, I was gonna say, don't they have a Sunder? And that's gonna be Chicago with a little bit of necrotics on him. In Ghostwolf, just running out blind. Ronaldo, could he go for big damn? Has wings available. Big final verdict coming down with hammers to follow. But looks like it's not quite enough to finish off Chicago just yet. See how to work him down just for a little bit more, just a little bit longer. And Chicago might have to start burning off that man of Maelstrom in order to self-heal himself just a little bit. Also, whose stray cat is that? Is that Ronaldo's cat? Dude, everybody here got pets. Even Ronaldo had a pet. Ronaldo eating a couple of lightning bolts to the face, going for a flash of light. Did use a Sipica from the Kyrian. And he's A-okay, at least for the time being. Also, I kind of like that mismatched shoulders that he's got going on. You see that? One blue, and the other's like the Paladin, like TBC version, I believe it is. I want to say it is the TBC one. It actually looks kind of good. Not gonna. What tabard is this? Has to be like a guild tabard or something, right? I don't think it's any kind of tabard from like a faction or anything. Actually looks kind of good, not gonna lie. Stun onto Chicago. Ronaldo looking to get some damage in onto Chicago. Looking to maybe take him out. Ronaldo, though, is the one getting procced on out of nowhere. Even though Chicago is stunned, Ronaldo is the one that's melting. Do you guys see that? I don't believe it. Chicago just got some real big cheese as an enhancement shaman. And we're seeing that cheese happen. I thought that I saw something last week. Chicago was like, hey, you know what? Chicago actually shared with us what they were running. They actually shared with us what they were running. But the cheese is we actually get to see it for ourselves. The holes and all, the cheddar. We can see it, and we can see it so clearly, we can almost taste it. Hope you have a flavor for cheddar. Chicago, though, with Ronaldo, a little bit of a standstill as Ronaldo looking to just keep themselves recovered. Wings are available for the Paladin if they needed. Trinket as well. No bubble. Blessing protection is the only big immunity they have, and Chicago could just with their hand, and it just disappears just like that. Chicago staying in travel form or raptor form for a little bit while the wings are up, trying not to let the Paladin at least connect the damage. Not even looking for cheesy interrupts or anything, just going for a bit of a healing surge while they got it. And that's going to be Ronaldo going for a stun on Chicago. Ronaldo does not have the same damage anymore. The wings procs are coming out. No final verdict to follow with this one, though, so it's a little bit different. Chicago's still taking pretty big hits either way. Got himself plenty of Maelstrom and mana to work with this. Shackles Malediction on Ronaldo. Unless they have a Hodge, you can't really stop it. Ronaldo Blessing Protection. Chicago doesn't have to worry about it. That's her up onto Ronaldo. And it's going to be a big Storm Strike towards the end. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Necrolord OP. Well, the thing is, I don't think it's a Necrolord thing, really. I don't think it's a Necrolord thing, really, either. I mean, maybe to some extent, but not really. Chicago, you gotta... Actually, Chicago... Me and Chicago already know what's going on. Me and Chicago already know what kind of build this is. Cloak of Shadows up. Airlift trying to make some damage happen. Chicago looking for a heal. Ghost Wolves are up to give him plenty of Maelstrom to work with it. And Chicago is feeling very healthy. Look at the range damage they've done. It looked like Airless was the one with the opener, but Airless was the one taking all the damage. Shadow Mill doesn't quite get away from Chicago. Chicago not getting juked by this rogue. Not getting juked by him at all. Earth Elemental to keep the rogue in combat. At least he's going to have to help bash through the Flash Scout. It looks like Flash Scout isn't going to last long at all. Double Shadow Step. Does he have it? Got it this time. Kiddish out in Chicago just to get a reset. Does he get one with the Earth Elemental? Maybe potentially vanish out of Airless. Is going to get a Shiv onto the Earth Ellie. The Shiv on the Earth Ellie actually is going to help out a bit. Earth Ellie is able to catch up as the slow is up on the rogue. Getting a cheap shot on Chicago. Wall up for Chicago. That's going to be vanish for Airless. Got a cooldown out of Chicago, the Shaman. And is looking for escape. Did bump Shadow Blades. So there is something here. That is something to consider. No absorbs for Airless, but also no Flame Shocks rolling on him. So he's actually okay for now. At least for the time being. Chicago looking inside the arena, looking for the rogue. Doesn't find him there. Looking to maybe use the eyes. I think he knows where the rogue is at, more or less. One other thing you can actually do for your character is look at the way your head is facing when you're nearby. Because when you target an enemy character, your character will actually like look at whoever they're targeting. So if like, let's say you're hanging around this area and you turn yourself to the side, if your character is facing left, you actually is looking at where the rogue is in the general direction. So in a sense, you can kind of use it to kind of tell where you should be going if you pick up the eye looking for a stealthy or something. Chicago kind of whiffing that Sunder a little bit. Got the full I keep saying ghost wolves, but they're not really wolves. They're raptors. We got one that's frosty, one that's fire. Yo, that actually looks so cool. One is frosty, like affected. The other has like a molten lava fire effect. That actually looks awesome. Aeroless with a kidney shot on Chicago, trying to see if he can break through the Fleshcraft shield. And that's going to be a cheap shot to follow afterwards. With the Shackles of Malediction, does Chicago have any way to stop it? Just trying to go for some damage onto Airless. That's a lot of necrotic stacked up on Chicago. Looking to maybe heal through it, potentially. In Ghost Wolf, just trying to see if he can outrun the Rogue. Not letting him capitalize with the damage on this. And that's going to be heal as soon as the necrotics fall off. Chicago able to fully recover. Airless getting in that execute range. And you can see this green effect around him. If he stays in an execute range with the green effect for too long, that's really what ends up taking him out. Kidney shot onto Chicago. Airless not completely recovered in health, but at least could go for a stun lock onto Chicago. I think the Ghost Wolf is giving Chicago plenty of healing. Blind with a trinket by Chicago. That's going to be big old, big damage out of Chicago and trinket out of Airless. It looks like the Shackles of Malediction did not quite last that long, or as long as he wanted it to. And that's going to be a Flame Shock rolling on Airless. He is going to be able to get himself a reset for a second, get himself a shield, but I think the Flame Shock, yep, still rolling on him. Still got that green thing around him. Slow into Airless. Does he recover? Kidney shot of Chicago with a flash cut, just trying to get himself as much survivability as he can with a kidney shot or cheap shot to follow onto Chicago. Airless got plenty of damage for now, plenty of survivability for the time being. Chicago has to burn through a Fleshcraft shield. Ghost Wolves are up and Airless does dive into restyle for a second, playing the many soulbind. So every time the spike, they actually get a pretty decent buff to pretty decent agility buff. I believe it's like 5% for them and 2% per person on the team. So with 2 people on the team, I think it's like, what, 4%? There's actually like, well, you look at like, what, 10% agility buff when you spike? Oh, unless I'm wrong with that one. Could be wrong. Maybe up until a certain maximum. I think 13% max. Get a shot on Chicago. Does go for that spike, so it gives him a little bit extra damage output. Chicago's still pretty healthy while in Ghost Wolf. No wall available. It's going to be walling this damage off. Trying to go for self-heals. Does Chicago recover at 22% dampening? You betcha. Easily recovers. Not letting the Rogue get the juke. The Rogue could potentially go for a second juke if he wanted to. He got the Phantom Knives. I don't really know why he's going for Trick Storms, but he's using it. Airless is trying to see if he can avoid Chicago as best he can. Kidney shot, looking for maybe a reset. Chicago without a trinket. I think Airless should be able to get himself a pretty easy reset. Try not to make an error against Chicago. It is a Shaman versus Rogue. And normally in these kind of matchups, I believe the Rogue wins by almost default. So Chicago is trying to fight against, I guess, the nature of things. I guess the nature of things in this animal kingdom of classes. The predator, the prey, the food pyramid. Shamans are pretty low, at least when compared to rogues generally. Flash Cutters up. Airless might actually be able to go Flash Cutter Zone. I don't know if it's available or not. 10 minutes into the duel. Who's going to win this one, boys? Sap on Chicago. Airless looking for a bit of a reset. Do they have any Flame Shocks rolling? I don't think so. I think they're clean. At least should be. Fleshcraft off of that sap. Oh no. Wait, actually just cancels it early just to get a kidney shot on Chicago. Going in for the spike. Trying to see if he can burn through Fleshcraft. It looks like they're able to. Blind available for Airless. If he can get Chicago low enough, he might be in a good spot. Chicago just trying to see if he can slam out damage back to Airless. Going to be Fleshcraft burned through. And Chicago should be able to maybe heal up. Healing surges up. That's going to be more Shadow Strikes flying for Airless. Wall is available with the Earth Elemental. Blind on Chicago. As Chicago does drop down a stun totem. Going to be a Shadow Meld for Airless. And Chicago might just be able to save that trinket for later, because Airless still has advantage, so Rogue has one more out. If they play this really clean, no more blind though. Chicago trinkets out of the kidney shot, cheap shot to follow. At least the stuns will last nearly as long. Trying to make those eviscerates fly. Airless got plenty of defenses to work with. Chicago with that wall. Shackles and Malediction has a Sunder to stop it. Airless got a low on health though. Might need to cloak for it. Does cloak. That was a quick fear on Chicago. Didn't last long at all. Walls up for Chicago. And Airless might not be able to make it out of here easily. Dots are in. And Chicago takes him out with a chain at the very end. What just happened? Oh my god. The Shaman, dude. The Shaman. Breaking the animal kingdom here. Breaking the chain of succession. The food chain has been broken. We don't need someone as the breaker of chains. We just need Chicago. Oh my god. What? Just, he feels like his damage just comes out of nowhere sometimes. Stun onto Klingy, able to maybe bust through the flesh guy. Barsket is up, Klingy with a thorns, looking for the big damage in Chicago. Chicago is playing up against a Feral, that's a lot of pressure. Trying to go for a heal, flesh cut is up, no way to stop it. Chicago at least has 20% DR. Quick maim by Klingy, not playing the mini soulbind to be immune to CC. God, the ghost was up and running, should be able to kill himself. No maelstrom for that healing. Now he's getting some. Shackles and Malediction. Does he have Sunder for this? Looks like he doesn't. That's going to be a wall for Klingy. Look at you, maybe end this right now. Chicago in the Ghost Wolf does get himself enough Maelstrom to get a bit of a heal. That's going to be more Ghost Wolf just running out of there, healing himself as much as possible. 46% dampening. Klingy with a regrowth. Maybe Chicago looking for an interrupt. Looks like they don't get it. If they can just get a flame shock after Klingy, they'll be fine. Trying to go for a heal. Quick maim. Chicago has a wall. Might need to use it ASAP here. Does use a wall. Trying to make some damage happen versus Klingy. Big heals. And Klingy just got to walk out of there. Just walking now to get himself maybe a regrowth. If Chicago just keep him in combat, they'll be okay. Bash, very DR in Chicago, has a wall available. That's going to be stun totem. As the Sundering comes out, trinking it out of the Sundering. Chicago just trying to end the duel here if they can. Trying to maintain the flame shock damage over time. Klingy in barefoot for a second. Cyclone coming out. Do they get interrupted though? Could get interrupted. That's going to be grounding totem. So Klingy got himself a Cyclone off to Chicago, but couldn't quite make a play there. I think Chicago is just trying to prevent the flesh scaff. He just would rather Klingy just go for regrowth. The flame shock and the damage right now. Look at the dot right now, dude. Look at this dot. It's sticking out into Klingy. Trying to regrowth it. But he self keeps going back down. Flesh scaff could potentially interrupt. It does go for the interrupt. Klingy doesn't get the benefits of interrupt. Gonna be a mammoth. Chicago triggers out of it. Klingy is super low in health. Does Chicago take him out right here? Klingy tried to see if he can get a regrowth with a quick roar in Chicago. Sunder onto Klingy. Does Chicago take him out? It could be anyone's game at this point. Maybe Chicago gets interrupted on. Klingy with Ghostless on him. Chicago taking down the Feral Druid. And see Dark, see Vark, your boy, on a Shadow Priest, trying out something different as Chicago by the end of the duel is literally at full health. This shaman came in with some tricks, boys. He literally came in after the Chicago. I want to see your detailed breakdown of your damage. I want to see just if you could just screenshot me the details breakdown of your damage. That's all I want. That's all I need. That's all I need. Big PI is available for Sea Dark. Trying to get a bunch of pets in there. It's going to be the full Necrolord build. Trying to go for Void Eruption. Chicago choosing to interrupt it and try to get some damage onto Sea Dark right now. It was able to purge a bunch of his buffs, like PI, for example. Void Eruption almost making it out for Seavark. Trying to go for a bit of a heal. Chicago is under a lot of pressure. Stun totem onto Seavark. Shrinking it out of Sundering. Sounds onto Chicago. Unless Chicago's just going to walk out of there. Needs to get a little bit of healing. Just a little bit of healing. Was available for Chicago as well. Ghost was potentially soonish. Potentially. Maybe. Healing surges are available. And Chicago, at least getting some dots on the Seavark. At least he got the dots, and that should be a majority of his damage just making its way. Stun on Chicago with a Void Eruption. It's going to be lots of Void Bolts. If those hit Chicago, could be really bad. Wall this off, and that's the worst RNG you could have gotten. Seavark ended up getting kind of screwed by the PvP talent of those Void Eruptions. And Seavark in low health. Ghost was on him. The dot is ticking down. He got that green swirly around him, putting pressure on him. Look at the damage over time, dude. Look at that dot damage. Look at that thing. Oh my god. The ghosts are not helping the case either. Sunder onto Sea Dark has a disperse. He's able to at least maybe heal a little bit. 65% healing reduction with dampener. And it still has the dot. He's still in that execute range. Go for a little bit of a heal. Flash cut is up, get interrupted on Shadow. So he's actually locked out on a lot of his damage. And Sea Dark back at that execute range. Mind control onto Chicago. Instead, it's a stun. Chicago trickles out of it. And it's over. And it's over. I think Sea Dark didn't even die. I think he just kind of left. And Chicago with the 1.2 million damage, 1.3 million in healing. Real quickly, Chicago. Can we please have a screenshot of your damage output? Real quickly, fam. Real quickly. Oh my god. Let's go, boys. Real quick. I need to show on stream, dude. Real quick. This is some silly stuff. You guys are probably like, what did all that damage? What did? We're healing the damage. Really good design. Their healing got nerfed too. Their healing got nerfed. I feel like in a 1v1 though. I feel like, I mean, he is getting barraged by bursty classes like Feral Druids and all that. So I could kind of see more healing than damage. But he did do good damage too. You're just getting barraged all day. Oh, man. Yeah, we need to see this, Chicago. We need to see this real quickly, dude. Real quick, like. We can get Tricksters versus Bald next. Is that the 511 gaming legend? Yo, what is up, AJ? 511? That's generous. I thought, honestly, if you even said 5.5, I would have been like, you know what? Wow, that's really, really generous of you. That's really, really generous. Would have made me feel good. But 5.9, I'm 5.11. I'm honored. I am honored. How you doing, my guy? Hope you're having a good one. Having some fun with the duels today. Let's get Bald and Tricksters in here. Bald and Tricksters, and then we'll get Bald against versus Chicago to see if I can get a chance to play. Oh my god, dude. It is so good. I enjoyed that duel. I don't know about you guys. I enjoyed the hell out of that duel. I'm gonna gear by 30 addons. Yeah, you good, my guy. Honestly, you did pretty good as a shadow piece. You also came in with high dampening C-Mark. I feel like you would have had a real game if you didn't go into immediate dampening. I think it would have been A-okay. Wait. Oh. Wait, were both of them Alliance? Was that Alliance versus Alliance game? That was Alliance versus Alliance. I didn't realize we had 2 Alliance groups. Huh? Okay. Well, for some reason I thought we had 2 Horde groups, but we have 2 Alliance groups. I am stupid. I didn't even pay attention. Well, either way. Which? Nice gameplay, Shaman. Love it? Yeah. I remember when everyone was saying Shadow Priest or OP at the start of expansion, now the end game. They feel right when they were in like 30 duels in comparison to other classes. They're pretty good. Again, I would have looked at the game again when there was no dampening, or when there was this high dampening. I think it would have made a pretty big difference, honestly. Gonna be team 1 together with Calamity, Lazy Kitty. We got Ori going up first on this season 2 Gladiator mount. I actually saw Ori in a duel out in the open world the other day. Pauses going in the opener, got himself a big star surge into Ori and passed the dots. It is kind of tussling. We also got Skills Lou on that team with Watch Out GG versus C Dark on the opposite team with Clingy. We got us Errorless, Reese's, and Pauses going in for a big incarn in the opener. Ori just trying to avoid that damage completely. He's like, you know, he sees Big Cool, that sees the boom himself. He's like, you know what? I don't want to touch it. Is Ori back down to Necrolord, or what are we looking like, Ori? What are we looking like? Last time I think I saw Ori, he was straight up Venthyr, dude. Last time we saw Ori, I think this man straight up was Venthyr. I am wondering. Venthyr Burst comes out. He's gonna go for a quick roar, trying to use as many abilities as he can. Pauses under a lot of pressure. I don't think he realizes just how much pressure there is. Playing out the Night Fae Burst. Ori, as long as he's pressing buttons, he's gonna be able to maximize the value of his Venthyr ability, amping up his damage as well as haste. Looks like quick roar comes out. Ori triggers out of him immediately, trying to max out the damage. Huge Sorcerer is coming out. You can, oh my goodness, 3 minutes CD on that one. Try to go for a couple of regrowths. As long as he's pressing abilities, he's able to maintain that Venthyr Burst. Every 3 minutes, he basically becomes an unmitigated god. It looks like C-Mark is opened up, Siphoning them? Kind of Siphones him. I don't think he meant to. He just look at his Siphon like, wait, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Oh man, well, the 3 minute for Ori is out of the game for now. No Incarn with it. But that is the Venthyr Burst. WTF. Yo, it's actually huge, Errorless. That burst, that Venthyr Burst is pretty massive. It's what Boomies are playing right now for PvE to get insane damage, and apparently translates pretty okay in PvP too. It's just kind of really all in one shotty. Because it's a 3 minute cooldown. Think of it like a Metamorphosis, but for Boomies. Or you're going for Cyclone on that Mages of the Dead, trying to prevent C-Work from getting way too much, or I'll see Dark, from too much of that, I guess, pet damage, whittle down damage, sustained damage. Because the build that C-Work is playing right now is a Shadow Priest, being a Necrolord. He summons a Magus. The Magus stacks up a damage pretty quickly. If you get a Mindbender in there, you get a Siphon in there, or all the other pets. Fear onto Ori. If you get all these pets up and running, it could be huge. Stun onto Ori. C-Work trying to see if you might be able to get at least one of those crashes onto Ori who isn't able to. That's going to be the Siphon trying to reduce the amount of healing Ori gets, taking the thing out. A quick root onto Sea Dark as well as all the other pets. Sea Dark did have the full burst of available PI and everything. Ori going for a bit of a flap around the corner, trying to get some dots himself. And I think Sea Dark might just have to wait out until the next time he has that Necrolord Covenant ability back up. The Unholy Contagion, I think it's called. I think so. Quick silence by Ori on to Seawork, trying to see if he can keep and land aside of him, sending a couple Star Surge after him. Being a vent through Boomy, he doesn't really have. Actually, I wonder what Soulbind Ori's playing. Because if he was playing Theodore, then maybe he has like a giga amount of Versa. If he's playing Draven, then I think he has a lot of intellect. Or if he's playing Nadja, he'll have from time to time. I guess we'll see if he gets Euphoria proxies. From time to time, he could get like 20% extra versatility, which could be huge for defensive, but also huge for offensive. Although I want to say he's playing Theotar. Is he? Or is he straight up Draven? I'm actually not sure. Because normally you have like little procs when you play one or the other. Silence onto Ori, going for the War Stomp, interrupting all the pets except for the Siphon, blasting damage at him. Quick Cyclone on that secondary pet as Seamark tried to go for a mind control. Saw that Cyclone. Oh, I think he expected himself to be the one in Cyclone, but instead the pet got Cyclone, and I think it kind of breaks the pet too. I think it actually kind of... Yeah, I think it just breaks the pet. So for Seamark, he has all his pets set up, but Ori just dealt with them. Big Vent Through Burst is available. Ori tried to trick it out of it as Seamark had himself a little bit of a CCO to Ori. Ori in the cat form, just power shifting every time he presses an ability. As long as he doesn't stop, as long as he's on a frenzy, always pressing something, always doing something. He keeps building up stacks, making himself do more damage, more haste. Seamark under a lot of pressure. Big disperse coming out. Ori stunned, but that doesn't stop his burst. Surge is going through the disperse, and Ori with that Dora Shadow trying to see if he can get around. Silenced by Seadark. Gonna be in shackles of malediction. Seadark under so much pressure. Looks like he's able to shadow meld it. That's gonna be Ori no longer with that Ventia burst. Void eruptions available for Seadark. The Star Surges are flying through, and Ori just stomps all over it. Just stomps into the arena. Seadark tried his very hardest, but when you're bursting through disperse, I don't even know how much damage. So every time Ori uses an ability while the Ventia ability is used, you gain damage. You gain haste, you gain, I think, actually crit if you conduit it, and if you're running the leggy, you'll have a little bit of that residually afterwards. So it's kind of crazy. So more haste, more damage every time you use an ability, and you could use so many abilities while just ramping up with it. Yeah, okay, and you gear. Yeah, I think that would also do it too, Seavark. That would do it too. I don't know how geared or under geared that character is, so that's definitely also worth considering. But I mean, I'm just, this burst is like a 60% damage reduction, right? This burst, and you just Star Surge 220. That's okay. That's not the highest, but it's not the worst either. That's not the highest. I don't really know. Yeah, I think versatility would have helped, but like through disperse, it's 60% DR. Yeah. But through disperse though, it's 60% DR, or you get a hit with a haunt. I'm just still disperse. I'm still stuck on that. I just can't get over that one. Reese is getting hit with a root as Ori looking for a bit of Reese, and Reese is just kind of stuck trying to see if he can just soul shape blink around. It's gonna go for the demon form. Can you actually go vengeful truth while in soul shape? Is that a thing you can do? Ori just tried to give himself a little bit of range away from Reese's. Drink it out of Ori with Bark Skin, just so he can stay as mobile as possible. Reese is trying not to give him a lot of opportunity. Going to 220 in PvP. Oh, I thought you meant like your gear. That's your PvP item level. Okay, I see what you mean, Seamark. Yeah, now I agree with that one. I didn't know if it was like 220 and then it upgrades in PvP, or if that was like your upgraded PvP item level. Yeah, that's a different story. That's a completely different story. Reese's getting hit with a roar. That's already trying to see if we can Dora Shadows out of it. Reese's could have interrupted, but we would get an opportunity to get a bunch of nature casts. Stun as Reese's trying to continue the damage. Gonna be quick cyclone out of Ori. I think Reese's expects it. Gonna be huge cyclone. Could shrink it out of it, or he's able to at least catch up on regrowths. Using Flap in order to make as much distance away from Reese's. Ori has Incarnation coming back very soon, actually. So far he's been able to incarnate everybody else. Is he gonna need it for Reese's? That's my question. Is he actually going to need that incarn burst for Reese's, or can it just kind of whittle him down, get a couple Star Surges in? Because Reese's playing a little bit more defensively. We can present onto Ori, try to clear buffs off him. As Ori is like, what's going on? Hands in the air. Why is he seeing me? Why is he not letting me play the game? Ori getting blasted with huge damage. Cyclone onto Reese's, trickings out of immediately. Ori is going to need a lot of healing. Frenzy regions up, quick root onto Reese's, looking for a bunch of regrowths right now. might just need to burn an incarn just to take Reese's down. He might just have to, there it goes, vent their bursts up. I don't know if Reese is aware of it, or he's gonna have to walk over to Reese's, keeps power shifting, keeps using as many abilities as he can, whatever he can, even just dispelling yourself, and everything builds up damage. Is gonna go for regrowth in between. That's a lot of damage. He's rampant. He is still rampant. He is still rampant. Once he catches you, it's going to be real bad. Ori just has lots of potential damage. Looks like he couldn't keep using abilities, though. When you aren't able to you keep using abilities with that vented burst, it does stun you. He was able to get some kind of dots rolling onto Reese's, though. He did get some sort of damage. I'm not really sure what. Maybe just straight up feral auto attacks, because he did have ramp. He definitely did have ramp. I think he's also playing the legendary for the Venthyr. Quick roar with a silence on Reese's, trying not to let him use any abilities, preventing him from being able to heal while he metamorphs his darkness down. Shackles malediction, Reese's out of darkness, and Ori does start searching. Had to burn an incarnation with the Venthyr burst, but I don't really know. I don't really know if that would have been. I don't really know. It was rough. It was rough. He had to burn it. I was wondering like if he might be able to just save it until the next person, but I don't think he could. I don't think he legitimately could. That's rough out there, dude. Sometimes it's rough. Or he's gonna go picking up the eye, looking for Klingy. Is gonna at least moonfire him out. At least not letting the Feral get the opener. Klingy is with a Fleshcraft, so he should be able to catch a pretty easy re-stealth, even as the dots from moonfire ticking on him. Ooh, Ori sunfiring him with a starter, trying to see if he can break through a Fleshcraft. Quick road into Klingy, and Klingy with a wall. I don't know if Klingy meant to wall, but now that he walled, he better get in there and do as much damage as he can. Stun onto Ori, looking to get some damage in. Big bleach should be available. Ori needs to find a way to get rid of him. Gonna be a quick cycle into Klingy, does get it with a couple of regrowths to follow. At least he was able to kind of diminish a little bit of that opener burst from Klingy. Still holding onto that Fleshcraft shield. So I think it's still gonna make him super giga tanky. But at least no wall. At least no wall. Klingy able to get himself a resell since the Fleshcraft is still on. The dot text from Moonfire Sunfire do not break out of stealth if you have a shield. And that's going to be Shackles and Malediction onto Klingy. He does Shadow Melt for it by the looks of it. I want to say he did. Did he? He must have. Unless he's a Worgen, he has to be a Night Elf. But he is able to break the shackles. Ori hanging out behind the pillar. At least able to catch up a regrowth or two. I think he's expecting for Klingy to come out of stealth in the open any time now. And it looks like Klingy not popping in stealth until it feels like he is ready. Is there any dots on him? It looks like there's no dots. I think he's just waiting out for Ori. Ori is in stealth as well, hanging out by the eye. Klingy could pick up the eye. I think he's just waiting for Ori to pick up the eye. Does Ori know this? He probably knows that this eyeball is really, really deadly. He was literally walking to where Klingy was. He's in literally same thought process. Klingy backing up out of there. I actually decided, you know what? Let's make some distance from this eyeball. I'm not feeling so good about that one. And Ori is the one kind of just chilling out here. I don't know if he's just looking for Klingy or maybe he's expecting for him to pick up the eye. He's just ready to attack, ready to pounce. You just see the two different druids, dude. The ideologies, the thought process between the two. Ori's just doing like a shimmy shuffle around the eyeball, just looking at it intently. While Klingy decided, you know what? I don't feel nearly as comfortable around the eye. I'm actually going to back up, make some distance in case Ori picks it up. Yo, Ori, you actually brought the blind forest. Dude, Ori and the blind forest right here. These boys are literally giving Ori full forest down here, dude. Oh my god. I love that, dude. Look at that camaraderie on that team. Ori with the big incarn, got himself the full Venthyr burst. Looks like Klingy just wants to walk out of there. Flash cut is up. Ori could potentially disrupt it. Does get disrupted. Bash to Ori. While you're stunned, the Venthyr burst doesn't work against you. Quick flash scout break. That's going to be Ori going for a Door of Shadows. If you're mid-cast or if you're CC'd, the Venthyr burst is not going to stun you and do damage to you. Ori trying to see if he can max out the damage. Actually, look at Klingy, unable to really touch Klingy, but just the dots themselves are doing plenty of damage. Quick moment to Ori, drink inside of it. Klingy going for a Shadow Melt. Big Star Surge is flying through. Does he end it right here? He still has the Incarn. Another Surge. Klingy gets super low health. Friends in region right now. Quick roar into Ori. Ori no longer has to worry about the Venthyr burst. Going to be a knockback onto that regrowth. It looks like Ori got himself thorns. Klingy cannot really do damage to Ori. Those thorns are going to hurt a lot. Does he have any dots on the Klingy right now? Regrowths are coming out for Klingy again. Ori trying to see if he can swipe him out. Klingy back over behind the other side of the pillar, just waiting it out. And who is gonna end up winning this one? Klingy's still out in the open. Ori with Star Surges, Moonfiring him right now. Klingy, no flesh capture able, does have a wall in bare form with Frenzy Region, at least able to recover some health, 48% dampener. Wand this off, looking to get some counter pressure on versus Ori. Ori, quick hit with the main, Barkskin is up. Does Ori have Thorns? Because this is where Klingy wants to end the duel. War Stomp with a Cyclone, could trinket it, or he's going to be able to back up. Klingy does choose to trinket it, maybe decided, you know what, he was probably thinking to himself, do I trinket, do I not, do I trinket, do I not, and maybe made the split-second decision a little bit too late. That's where he just got to be decided, you know what, if I am CC'd, do I trinket since I have cooldowns, or do I not? Klingy getting yet another opener onto Ori. No eyes picked up by the Boomkin. Ori with Thorns got a little bit of damage of his own. No big incarnation, nothing. Trying to make Star Surges happen here with Thorns, hoping the Thorns will do plenty of damage by themselves. Ori's about half his health, so is Klingy. Klingy goes behind the pillar to get himself a reset. Ori with a Frenzy Regen could go for regrowths as well. Has a little bit more mana to work with, I believe. It's not like we really can see Ori's mana though. That's the biggest problem. We don't really see his mana. We see the Star Surges or the Star Power. Klingy with a Flesh Cap, able to get himself a reset. And looks like Ori in 40 seconds could potentially be seeing Klingy again without full Incarnation Ventio Burst. Potentially, maybe. Ori also could be, looks like he's heading over to the eyeball. Klingy wants to be as far away as he can. Ori, I guess he picked up the one of the eyes, but he was able to get a Moonfire into Klingy. Unable to really keep him out of stealth, but he is going to pick up the second eye as the first one wears off. I didn't even realize he picked up the eye, actually. I didn't even realize. Does the Venti Boomy win? Or does the Necrolord Kitty Cat take it, boys? Cast your votes now. Make your predictions. What do you think is going to be winning this one? Hey, Dallas, see where I can play tonight? Yeah, actually, see where I came out on Shadow Priest. Actually doing pretty good. Just needs a bit more gear on that guy. But actually doing really well. Outside of that, just gear makes a pretty big difference. Ori as well as Klingy both in restealth. Ori can't really find him. Try to see if we can swipe him out. We are getting to the 59% dampening. Klingy is getting some cooldowns back, mostly offensive ones. Ori has everything from offensive to defensive. I think it might be in the end an all-out brawl. Ori coming out in bear from letting Klingy get the opener. Going to be a full opener with a trinket immediately for Ori. And Klingy going for a bit of a reset. He wants to stay away from Ori. He's expecting a big burst any moment. I think at this point, maybe Klingy. Does he really want to play the dot and rot build? Potentially. Or does he just want to just stomp all over Ori? Maybe just get in and just berserk. Full incarnates up for Ori. Looks like Klingy taking the defensive route. Is going to try to see if he can get away. If Ori can just get the full dots, is going to get the Fury of Elune. The dots are in. As long as he can just max out his damage, he is going to do quite a bit of damage to Klingy. Big Frenzy Regen. Ori getting hit with a roar. Doesn't really stop him. Bash it to Ori. Ori with a Bardic Skin. Klingy trying to see if he can get away. Does Ori get his Star Surges in? Big Star Surge to follow. Oh my goodness. Klingy's so low. Trying to fight for his life, but the dots are ramped up too hard. Ori trying to get some dots, some heals of his own. And looks like Errorless is actually given an opportunity to fight Errorless with full honor duel. Didn't even take that incarnation burst onto Errorless. He actually just walked up to give him a nice nod. And now he has to fight against an assassination rogue as a Boomy who just blew his full cooldowns. Big vendetta by Airless, trying to end this duel as we're 16 minutes in. Ori with a bear form, quick roar. Cyclone could be tricking up for Airless. Looks like he's not going for that trinket. He's trying to see if he might be able to play through it. Ori has the whole forest watching him. We'll see if Ori is able to somehow come out on top. Dots are up onto Airless. Ori is at least able to get some form of regrowth. 69% dampening. The Typhoon doesn't really catch the rogue out. That's going to be Ori getting sapped while Thorns are up. With Cloak of Shadows for Airless, with Ori without a trinket. Barskin is the only thing he has. Maybe we'll see a Frenzy Regen emerge the healing while in cat form. That's about it. Getting the shot, and Airless is going to try to see if he can play. Unless the Assassination Rogue just doesn't have the damage. Mark for Death is there. War Stomp, and Ori does go down. The whole forest was watching him. And Ori did as well as he could. As well as it could. Calamity up next. I think it was Skizlo going to be going up first. Looks like Calamity is going to be out there. And Airless did a bow. Whoever he's doing up against is like, yo, let me give a bow. But it looks like Calamity was just sitting inside with him. Quick AoE. Calamity getting hit with the kidney shot. Airless still has a trinket. Blind onto Airless. Blind himself into a trick. Kidney shot by Calamity. Looking to end the damage right here. Does he have the big Vendetta burst? Looking to make the biggest hole. Oh! Calamity! Huh? I'm sorry, Calamity, what is that burst? He did the first duel to a Paladin, and he tried to do that to Airless, and he actually succeeded this time. Huh? Oh my god. Oh no. Oh no. What was that, dude? Yo, Chicago, you want to play? I think we've got to get Bald versus you at this point, yeah? 5-5 still? Yeah, dude, let's go. Oh my god, never Trinket the Blind, it's not going to well, he last time he Trinketed the Blind, blinded the other rogue. So last time he Trinketed the Blind to blind the other rogue, but this time Calamity was a little bit quicker. Now it's going to be like a little bit more chest measure to the two. What is that damage at the end? He's got to be doing something cheesy, dude. He's got some Vanished Legendary stuff going on. You know what I want to say? It's probably, if I had to guess, probably, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna reveal it. I have a guess what it is, but in case I reveal it, I'm not gonna say anything. Just in case. What is this? Love it when you can prove people wrong. Feral PvE. Wait, that was you, Montiers? As a Ventier? Ventier? Nice. Wait, you're playing Imperial Ordnance Dot? What is that? Is that the trinket? Early poison. Wait, is he a trinket? No, it's Night Fae. Oh, lol. NVM. Yeah, I don't know why I thought Ventier. Damn, dude, let's go, dude. Wait, did we get Chicago with a... Yo, Chicago. Chat. So you remember that duel with Chicago with a 1v5 as a elemental shaman? Can you explain this damage as a enhance flame shock top damage with storm strike melee rapture melee? Anyone would explain this? What is your Wind Fury? Wait, what is your Wind Fury procs? Do you not have a Wind Fury weapon, chat? Were you Flame Tongue or something? Wait, what happened to your... Where's your Wind Fury procs? Where's your Wind Fury? Does Chicago not even have a Wind Fury in chat? Uh-oh. What is going on? What is going on? Chicago. He doesn't even have Wind Fury. It's a crutch. It's a crutch. Is it just running like Flame Tongue for some crazy cheesy stuff? Oh my god, Chicago, thank you for that. Yo, keep that in Discord, dude. I'm gonna need to use that in the vid. It's so good. It's so good. It is so good. Alrighty, let's get you guys in. Yo, add Cloaky AR. He can control my group. I'm logging GG. Alright, I can do that. Yo, Cloaky AR. Hashtag 1380. Cloaky, I got you, my dude, okay? I got you in here. I got so Wind Fury doesn't proc a lot of I don't think it's season one. It's legit just or Feral Druid's gym. Really? You got the Wind Fury just doesn't proc? Crazy. That's actually nuts. Legit what a Feral Druid. You actually did what a Feral Druid does, didn't you? Alright, let's get Bald in here. Versus Bald and Chicago. Yo, Clocky, just let me know how many people you got in your group, my dude. How many people we're looking at, and we'll get you in. Big fan. I'm Pauses, by the way. What's up, my dude? What's up, my man? Just let me know how many people you got in your group, and we'll just so we know if we're ready to queue or not, or if you gotta wait. What is Chicago? Yeah, we'll see Chicago again, dude. We'll see Chicago again. Ooh, that's a lot of rogues on Team 1. Chat, do we swap out the rogues on Team 1? Because that's a lot of rogues. So do we just let them play? Chat, that's a lot of rogues in Team 1. We have a rule of like not too many of like same spec. In some cases, the same class. Like if an outlaw rogue plays differently than like a assassin sub, so usually like we'll let an outlaw rogue is a third rogue or whatever, swap or let him play or redo. Switch. So do this chat. Vote by typing either let them play or swap or switch. Either one of those words. Let them play or swap switch. Get them out of there. Get them out of the switch. Yo, Bald, we can give it like too many rogues easy swap. The chat gets to decide. The chat gets to decide. It's a rule that we have, but the chat gets to decide. Bald, we might need to have you guys like swap out. If Bald, if you want to hop on your warrior and then have the same group, that'll work out just fine too. Swap. Okay, chat is saying swap. So let's Bald, let's have you swap it out. Chicago's missing one anyway. Chicago's missing one person anyway, so let's have you guys swap out, okay? Yeah, just leave and we'll requeue again. Yeah, it's just we have a rule of like, usually it's like not too many of same class, same spec. We have 3 so far. Okay, we wait. Yeah, Clokey. By the time you guys get 5, we'll probably be able to be good to go. Swapping, cool. Yeah, it's just a rule we have. Just because when you have too many of one class, you end up seeing too much of one play style for too long. You know what I mean? So like, let's say Demon Hunters. If everybody's a hunt Demon Hunter, it's just gonna be like Demon Hunter comes in, presses hunt, one shots whoever. It's fun to watch generally for a viewer for like 2 classes back to back, but seeing 3 classes do the same thing. Like rogues have a lot of restealth, have a lot of resets. Not all rogues play like this, but like your average rogue will have a lot of setups and resets and CC. So a viewer will generally enjoy, from what I've seen, like 2 of them at a time. Like if you back to back, okay, rogue, okay, another rogue plays, all right. But when it's 3, it's like, okay, it's gonna be like similar gameplay for majority of the duel. For PvE and PvP, 1 minute convoke better for Bounce or Feral. I think both of them can actually utilize it. I think both of them can utilize the Burning Tears. I think even Restoration, if you want to play aggressive, you would play the minute convoke. But it's definitely really good for Feral for PvE and PvP. Boomy, I think if you end up playing Faye, I think there are some other legos for PvE, but for PvP you can play the minute convoke just fine. I think it'll be okay. I could be wrong though. I could be wrong. Maybe in PvE it's also really good nowadays. But I remember it was a little off sync from like the rest of your cooldowns. I could be wrong though. Maybe it's actually not bad. I know for Feral it's insane though. Got 4 right now, need the last one. Sounds good, my dude. Sounds good. Oh my god. Bajira in T1 Power Meet comp. Yo. Yo, Bajira in T1, dude. There it is, dude. There it is. Pretty sure it's gonna be a video on T1's channel, right? At some point or another. Pretty sure. Yo, Ori, dude. What do you guys think about Ori as a Venthyr Boomy, dude? What do you see Ori about? What do you think about Ori as a Venthyr Boomy just going in, vamping on this boys, dude? Down your intro, who's the guy you force choke on the ceiling? Inquiring minds want to know. So it wasn't my intro that was made. It wasn't my intro. It was an intro made by a viewer. First time hosting a group. Oh, is that correct? Let me check. I'll be able to see if you're. I think your alliance. I can't see because I am Horde. But as long as you name it 5V5 1V1 Duels Dalaran or something along those lines, you good? Yeah, you're good. You're good. Bald Chicago. Let me know when you guys are ready. I'm gonna get you going. Bobby Kotick. Yo. Yo, should I replace it? Swap it out with Bobby's face. I feel like that's not gonna. I don't know, dude. Bobby's a rich man, an influential man. That'd be interesting if I got a cease and desist from Bobby. God forbid, dude. Apparently that guy doesn't like some of the memes that people make of him. Looks like Chicago balled already. All right, boys, let's go. I believe it was Savix from like his older like channel icon or whatever it was, or something along those lines. I could be wrong though. It's been a bit. I could be wrong. Maybe somebody else. I should swap it out, shouldn't I? Something funny, something. Or well, wait. What if I do Ian has the closest face? What if I do Ian's face? Because a lot of people dislike Ian. I probably should have done that when there was that interview with Preach. That would have been, I think, a pretty good timing. I should swap it around from time to time, dude. No, I should do Beastmaster Hunter in there because people hate BM Hunters right now. Oh my god, dude. There's so much stuff I can do with it now. I'm thinking about it, dude. Face swap and keep it fresh. That could be just a little change, just little addition. I should do that, actually. I should think about what I should swap it with. And then change it season by season. It's a new season of Duels, boys. Next patch, next icon, next season. That's actually a fantastic idea. I love that. I know that's not what you're saying, but yo, I'm thinking about it. Yo, what's up, Shin? How you doing, my guy? Yo, let me save the thing. Thank you. Awesome. Oh my god, it'll be flying. Switch. We got ourselves team 1 with Relativity going up first. It looks like Skills potentially first. They're trying to still figure out who's first. On team 1, we got ourselves Faded together with iFox. We got also Unstoppable as well as Chicago, just kind of chilling in the, oh my god, Calamity on the other team with Lazy Kitty. We have ourselves Sad Boy Ty as well as Watch Out GG. It looks like Skills is going to be first up versus Relativity, starting off as a Boomy with Root onto. Skills has a couple of those star bursts around the arena. Bunch of damage onto Skills. Having to go for a commanding shout just to give himself a little bit of a, at least try to create somewhat of a, not like a commanding lead, but kind of like a commanding not super behind. As Relativity is fully dotted. Oh my goodness, the star burst just bursted on him. He just walked that star and he just like gifted him. Hit him with a fear, and then just the star just kind of connected with him. Calamity getting AoE out onto Relativity. Going to be bar sealed out for the Boomy a little bit early. Shackles Malediction onto the Rogue. Does the Rogue respond? Cloak of Shadows up for the Rogue really early. Relativity trying to go for some dots while the Cloak of Shadows is up. Quick root onto the Rogue. No Cloak of Shadows for the Rogue to break out of it. So Relativity actually might be able to make some dots happen here. And eventually Calamity is going to be able to get that kick opener onto Relativity. Trying to go for the big damage here. Is he able to blind on the Fleshcraft? So Relativity isn't playing the Marilyn Soulbind now that we know. He must be playing a menu or something, right? Actually, I guess we'll find out if we see the no, are you Earmere? Is he playing Earmere Soulbind? The Bonesmith? Big hit a shot. Calamity goes for the, oh my goodness! There is that Rogue one-shot burst potential. Oh my goodness, boys. Well, he got air. Yeah, that guy got air. But look at the burst. Welcome Shock is a blind Flesh Scout. He blinded the Flesh Scout. Marilyn Soulbind was not used. Normally, blind wouldn't be able to break Flesh Scout because normally everybody's Marilyn with CC immunity. Smoke for real. I have a guess. Yo, Calamity, if you could DM me on Discord, I just want to ask what you're rolling. I don't want to give it away though. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to give it away. Scatter shot by Unstoppable. I was just looking to get some damage in. Big Venthier bursts up. Rapid fire up. Calamity goes for an evasion. It looks like Unstoppable just can't really do much in terms of the damage for now. First aid is up as he's trying to recover a little bit of health. Calamity getting those daggers in. Knockback by Unstoppable has himself an aim shot proc. Aim shot doing quite a bit of damage. Knockback onto Calamity as he shadow steps. So a bit of that Rogue's burst was kind of denied during that killer shot. Unstoppable with an exhilaration, looking to get himself a little bit of line aside. He get the rapid fire onto Calamity with what looks like an explosive shot. Unless Calamity's Trinket just fell off. Mark for Death is up on Calamity. Not going to be able to get himself an easy reset. The pet is slowed. But Unstoppable should be able to at least prevent him getting reset. And the Calamity might just have to DPS the pet. At least put some calm points into it. Pet is dashing over. Unstoppable could go for the Carrion Resonant Arrow. So Calamity is not completely out of the woods just yet. Freezing Trap on the Rogue. Marfa that's available. Has a Trinket if he needs to. That's going to be Resonant Arrow. With the Root, Cloak of Shadows is up. Wants to prevent as much damage out of Unstoppable as best he can. Blind onto the Hunter. Not trinketing it at all. And I think Calamity may be trying to set up for the biggest burst possible. Kinder Shot. Vendetta. Maybe? No. Calamity super low health. Steady Shots is up for Unstoppable. Does Calamity take him out? Looks like he's just gonna... He doesn't want to vanish. Cheat Death is out. Does get the Envenom at the end. If iFox does just lets him reset, then at least Calamity might stand a chance. It looks like iFox at least is trying to play a bit of a game cat and mouse. Calamity eats a grenade to the face. I was hoping we'd see more of that Rogue's burst. That was a Vendetta and a Vanish available. I don't know if he had to use it on the other Hunter or use it on iFox just now. Freezing Trap on a Lazy Kitty. Doesn't sit along at all. iFox Pet, I think, breaks that Freezing Trap. And iFox is in a position where he's going to have to get some dots on Lazy Kitty and really burn through our Fleshcraft shield. Harpooning to Lazy Kitty at least keeps him in bay for a second, getting as much range damage as he can. Harpooning in to disengage out, at least to root him in place for a minute. And iFox with a feign death. Manic Better is up. Lazy Kitty can go for a Moonfire from around the corner. I think that's not even going to happen. Lazy Kitty just got iFox to break his own Manic Better just by engaging in combo with Lazy. Trinket out of the Feral with a bash onto iFox. No Trinket available for iFox. Potentially a Turtle Shell. Lazy Kitty CC'd in a Freezing Trap. Going to be Shackles and Malediction. Does Lazy Kitty get to break it? Quick maim onto iFox. Not the longest maim. Acceleration before the dampening gets super high. Lazy Kitty dotted up. Wall is available if he wants to use it. Does he go for it? I don't think he's going to go for it. Barkskin into Ursul's onto iFox. Could be a turtle right here. Potentially, he did feign death. He did Shadow Meld. Turtle? Maybe not. I don't think it's going to be happening. Yep, no turtle. I think he wanted to go for as much damage as he could versus Lazy Kitty. He's like, you know what? I got the Pharaoh real close. I got his Pharaoh real low. I can maybe do it. Almost. Mark for Death is up versus Lazy Kitty. Shadow Blades Flagellation onto the Feral. Is he going to be able to wall in between of it? Potentially. It looks like Faded just trying to go as much damage as he can into a blind. Lazy Kitty did have a Slime Shield proc for them. At least for a moment. And Faded going for the full reset. Full burst sunk into Lazy Kitty. I don't know if he's going to be able to do much more than that though. Getting the shot. At least he's able to get the full CC rolling. There's going to be a Barkskin up for Lazy Kitty. No. Frenzy Region? Was that Frenzy Region just now? That might have been Frenzy Region. I just didn't really see like the green shimmer. That kind of shimmer. Like the regrowth he just got. Or rejuve he just used. Evasion up for Faded. Did he get dotted? Faded might have actually not gotten dotted. Flesh Cut is up for Lazy Kitty. Faded at least used comp points. It just slices in his cry because all his bursts, all his efforts. And look at Lazy Kitty back up at full. Actually, I think he used the what is it? Battle Master Trinket? I believe is what you call it. Because it was all red. So you use a health trinket in bear form, big health, big flesh cap shield off it. So Lazy Kitty should be really tanky as Faded, trying to burst through that shield. And look, after the full burst of a Shadowlands, Lazy Kitty still has a full marble around him. And there it goes. Now it finally disappears. Cloak of Shadows up for Faded. Gets hit with a maim as he goes for Shackles on a Lazy Kitty. Full bleeds are up and Faded is in a bad spot. Vanished, I think he's still dead to the dots. Oh my goodness. Chicago. Last one left standing on team 2. How do we get here? How do we get to this state of things? Oh my goodness. Chicago is going to have to fight the Lazy Kitty at 50% dampening. Roots are up. Lazy Kitty just wants to bleed Chicago dry and get the hell out of Dodge. Those Raptors are going to do a bit of damage. Chicago is going to be in a fantastic position though, as soon as they can get Lazy Kitty down to the execute phase. Why? No reason why. There's something about being low in health. There's something about it. Something about it, chat. That's all. Gonna be a Thunder. Lazy Kitty getting hit with a stun. Perfect opportunity for purges. Lazy Kitty finds himself kind of low in health. Could be Shackles potentially out of Chicago as Lazy recovering a lot of health. Bart's gonna walls out. Flash Cap is available. Lazy Kitty could actually interrupt it if they wanted to. It's not a Maryland assault buying, I don't think. So you actually could have bashed it. Big damage to Lazy. Tricking out of Chicago. Look at you maybe end it here. Lazy got a lot of self heals with the Restoration Affinity Bash for the Shackles Malediction. The Ghost is still doing work. Big Ellie Blast. And Lazy Kitty looks like might be able to recover unless Chicago with a lightning bolt zaps trying to see if he can make a play. Lazy Kitty is still taking massive Swiftman just now. What the hell was that? Oh my goodness. What was that Swiftman? That was like a lay on hands. That was like a NS regrowth from Arrested Druid. I don't understand. Chicago getting a flame shock on a Lazy Kitty. Prevented the cat from getting the rake opener. Cyclone comes out. Looks like it's actually going to go into grounding totem. Lazy wants to go for a flesh cap. Lazy really wants to go for a flesh cap. Really wants to get a full flesh cap. Flesh cap is up. Chicago is going to be able to interrupt it. Lazy, I think, did use the Battle Master Chicken for it. Cyclone on Chicago. Just going to have to sit it. And Lazy got himself a tiny shield. It's still going to be a decent shield because he did use a Battle Masters and Bear form by the looks of it. I know he's Bear form. I just not really sure about Battle Masters. That one's really difficult to track. Tricky for Lazy. Chicago getting hit with a maim. Does Lazy have enough? Damage pressure is building up onto Chicago. Does have Ghost Wolves, so that's going to be plenty of Maelstrom to work with. And potentially if you can just turn the damage and the tension around into Lazy out of nowhere. It is going to be in a fantastic spot. Lazy with a Barkskin using every defensive just to keep tussling with Chicago. And all Chicago's doing is converting mana into health. As long as there's Maelstrom available for him. Got himself a setup with a Flame Shock onto Lazy Kitty. Quick maim by Lazy as the Ghost Tools are up and running, giving Chicago even more Maelstrom. Big Ellie Blast coming down, doing a significant amount of damage. Lazy got himself a pretty decent healing over time effect on him. Massive heal to follow. What is this healing over time thing going on? What is that? What is that heal? What is that? Is that the Swarm maybe healing him? He just has a constant flow of healing. I don't know what it is. Flash kept up into a Skull Bash. Chicago's in a bad spot. I think could be end right here. Bashed by Lazy. And down goes Chicago. Lazy finishing off that duel with 3 kills. Dude, Calamity, what was that burst, by the way? Oh, it's a Feral healing a Tomba. I don't even know what he's used to heal. Did he switch out his Lego? So he's like playing some Restoration Affinity Lego or something? Some big healing over time Lego? Because it felt like he just had a constant healing. Oh, but enhanced healing is broken. That's what I'm saying. I think a lot of it is just very, very similar in brokenness, in my opinion. In my humble, but obviously correct, not really opinion. Oh my god. Alright, but let's get another put running, yeah? 5 out of 5. Alright, we gotta get I think it's gonna be Chicago and Clokey. If Clokey has a 5-man, we're good to go. Yo, I've been enjoying these duels NA, by the way, dudes. We've been seeing some really wacky stuff. We've seen Assassination Rogue just delete people out of nowhere. We've seen druids tussle back and forth. We've seen a Venthyr Boomkin. We've seen a shaman just beating classes that shouldn't be beating. So Cloaky is ready. Make sure you have LFG off, Cloaky. So once you get a 5-man, if you can delist from LFG, you'll be good. How do I queue? I'll send you a queue. Just make sure you're delisted from LFG. And we can get Chicago. Once I do Chicago as a 5-man. 36-second man, by the way. Wait, what? 36 S-man, by the way. Swiftman. For 36,000? Really? That's a lot. It's okay. It's the hybrid tax. What is the hybrid tax? It feels like you're getting paid. It's more like hybrid relief package. What is going on here? It's more like a hybrid subsidies tax. Also, the idea of like hybrid tax, I think, is basically like a classic WoW thing. I don't think it's gonna come back in the game ever. I don't think it's ever gonna come back in the game because people then are playing like what in classic it was all warriors and rogues for high DPS. In TBC, it's all hunters and warlocks. You know, maybe you'll bring a hybrid class if you wanted to, but you need to. I guess in TBC they at least gave buffs. On the Necropharaoh tonight, right now in PvE. Apparently, okay, so this is what I heard from so we have a druid in our guild. He's a feral druid main. So already he's a goober because a lot of people telling him all the time like you gotta play boomy, but he's literally feral druid main. So he says apparently Necrolord sims the highest in single target. But the problem with the ability of Necrolord is it needs to be constantly on the target. And it jumps between the enemy and the ally. So sometimes it's you, sometimes it's somebody else. If it jumps to a person and they walk away from the boss and you can't jump back to them, it loses a lot of value. But in pure single target, zero mechanics, none of that, or super lucky on the uptime, it's apparently best in single target. It has zero value in AoE because it doesn't really jump in AoE. Even the legendary isn't really worth running. So if they can somehow fix it for 915 so you can at least have charges, so you can put it up on these couple people or something, or maintain it easier, I think it'll make it a better choice. Technically it seems really high, but it means that you have to put in a lot more effort than just pressing convoke. So it's not bad if you want to try it just for the sake of challenge, but most people play Necrolord for the PvP side of things. But if you like PvE and you're like really good at Feral, you could get your 15s done and maybe Heroics done just fine as a Necrolord. Shouldn't hold you back really. If floral recycling, since I don't bite much, so thick healing. I run floral recycling since I don't bite much. What is floral recycling? Wait, hold on. Is that a Lego? I don't know what that is. I want to learn. I want to know. Floral recycling. Lufa memory. Wait, it's conduit, isn't it? It's probably a conduit. It's likely a conduit. Floral recycling. Is that it? Oh, it's a conduit. Serpent healing is increased by 64 of the consumed heal over time. So if you go for like a fatty heal, if you go for a fat heal, like a big heal over time, consume it. Wow. That's crazy. I just found it. I didn't know you could find conduits like this, by the way. Floral recycling. That's the first time I ever used the search option. That's pretty cool, actually. Oh my god. That's crazy. 64 of the consumed heal over time. Damn. And you know what? It heals for quite a bit too. That's pretty awesome, actually. That's an interesting way of playing the game on. I think it's kind of cool. Alright. Chicago, I think, is ready. Yes. Okay, let's get Chicago as well as Loki. Chicago and Cloaky AR. You have no target? Make Cloaky, Chicago, make sure you guys are online on Real ID. Cloaky, I don't know if he is C-L-O-K-Y. C-L-O-K-Y-A-R. Yeah, make sure you're online on Real ID and make sure you're lead. C-L-O-K-Y-A-R. Okay, Superman did not get nerfed with Druid healing nerf. Really? Oh, I guess so. I guess true. That's pretty crazy. You swarm with Jew fat heal. Oh, that actually is huge. It says you have no target, so I don't really know if I'm just doing it wrong. Maybe the AR in your name is like screwing with it. Hold on, let me do it like this. Let me do a character name. Min. I have no target. Is... Oh, okay. I think I figured out what's going on. I am dumb. I misspelled the name Chicago with an O. It already has an O, but I put an O where it's not supposed to be. I put an O where it didn't belong. That's my B. That's my B. I'm actually dumb. I can't read. I can't spell. Druids are best at healing while running. Add arena pillar to that, and then we'll never fight if they want to. I didn't know that they were gonna go to big swift bends, but it's actually kind of cool. It's actually kind of neat. I wonder if that'll get nerfed. I kind of hope it doesn't, because I don't really know if you would actually like. You're sacrificing a conduit for damage for one for healing, which I guess it shows you like how little conduits do sometimes. I wonder if that was something that'll get adjusted in the future. We'll have to wait and see. Biggest one's 49k in arena, so imagine almost getting someone killed. Boom. Well, I played against prop pallies before. I've seen pallies just like chop somebody off with a word of glory. So yeah, I can imagine it. I can sure imagine it. Just minus the wings, minus the horsey. Add some fangs, add some whiskers, and it's basically the same thing. Basically the thing. It's really nice for viewer games. Really, that actually would be really good. That actually sounds really good. All right, switch. We are missing one on Team Chicago, but I think we'll still let him play. We got us a little stoppable on that team. We got iFox and Relativity. Chicago is missing one. Maybe they're still loading in. Cat is going to be there on the opposite team. Necrolord with angel wings and a tabard. Huh. We got also men here with a PI. What do you PI? Let's see PI the Warlock. We got a Mythline here with Roly as well as Alluvias is hanging out of the shade. And CAD versus Chicago. Hopefully the 5th on Team Chicago does get in to actually play the game. But we'll just kind of keep it going. We're just gonna go on. In cap really quickly. It's kind of actually taking a bit of damage. Trying to break through the flash cover of Chicago. Chicago trinketing as they see everything coming out of CAD. That's gonna be everything but weapons of order, actually. Are they trying to delay the weapons of order, or was that used earlier? Shackles of Malediction on Chicago. Lines of sights, and Chicago is gonna be able to give himself lots of healing. Plenty of healing, at least for the time being. CAD got himself that flash scaff shield. Actually, why am I saying flash weapons of order? Because he's BDB. He's actually BDB. I literally keep looking at those wings and keep thinking Kyrian. Obviously Kyrian. Definitely Kyrian. But this man's already playing like as if it's 915 with all the customizations. Chicago popping up the big Earth Elemental and making sure he's nice and large and in charge. That should give him plenty of wall to work with and plenty of healing to work with. CAD with the Karma really early. Fist of Fury to lock Chicago down. Chicago is going to play this very defensively. Is CAD playing good Karma? I believe he is. He's getting lots of healing while Karma is up. But I wonder if maybe that's just his passive healing. I guess we'll see if there's a Ring of Peace at some point or not. Chicago getting hit with an in-cap while they're kind of lowish. CAD has a pretty decent advantage. Leg sweep with a BDB. Chicago no chicken for this one. Just gonna have to take the damage as they are in Ghost Wolf or Ghost Raptor. Trying to see if he can maybe get himself a little bit of Maelstrom off this damage. Got plenty of healing. That's still plenty of damage from CAD though. Getting Chicago South kind of low. Into the stun on CAD off that Sundering. Does Chicago get the big damage here? Potentially disarm on Chicago. Do they even need a weapon? Looks like CAD is super low. Oh my god. Zap behind the pillar. Tasered. Chicago. Felt like the CAD guy was giving him just... It was like... Hey, hey lady, I got the BD, I got the bonus brew. You want it? Just tased him. Don't touch me. Don't talk to me. Who are you? Stranger danger. Void Torrent for Chicago. As Chicago gets hit by double eruption. I'm actually surprised. What happened with the lightning bolt? It felt like Ken was winning, and then Chicago got wolves up and running. He got some dots up and running. Ken is just like out of nowhere melting. And we got a 5th on the team faded. Hey, he back. It took him a second. Sunder onto Amen. Amen. I want to say amen. Playing a gnome. Shout of praise. I guess there's that. Chicago got himself plenty of healing. Gonna be Shackles of Addiction for Amen. Goes in for the Vanthir to break the Shackles. I like that move. What Chicago's gonna cancel the Shackles? He basically just wants to channel it for a bit. Amen trying to just find a way to maybe catch some heals. There goes the big healing. Playing now the legendary where they can heal themselves for a ton. Mind games to Chicago, just gotta have to get some healing to Amen. Better than taking damage. Chicago is gonna have to buzz through that mind games as the whole match here. Just trying to make sure that they don't put themselves in danger with a lot of lack of healing. Amen with a mind flay. The pets are up. Sunder with a stun totem. Amen super low. This chicken silence. Actually super low in health. Shadowman's coming out. Chicago didn't look like they have a way to interrupt it. Lightning bolts out of Amen. Greater fade with a fear. Amen is gonna need a little bit of healing. Got himself a shield. That shield isn't lasting super long. Is gonna have to go for some sort of healing at some point. Try not to get interrupted on Shadow. Potential disperse. No disperse actually. Wait, no disperse. Big void eruption. Try to see if you can get lucky, but Chicago trying to run out of these. Horrified in the other direction. And Amen going on for that disperse just to get him some whatever healing they can. Oh my god, Chicago. As soon as you get wolves, like that's it. It's big burst. Do you have the legendary for the wolves too? I'm actually interested. I'm gonna watch your cooldowns. Like a hawk. Silence of Chicago. Mind gives to fall. It has a Sunder to break it apart for a moment. Amen with a PI. Chicago could purge it. Greater fade. I think he still purge PI. Is he able to? Hexen. Amen. Just not to make sure they don't get a cast off. Amen super low in health. Shields up. Mind games. I think it's over. Void Torrent. Wait, Chicago actually is going to end up healing him a bit. Actually going to end up healing him just a little bit. Wait, no, of course he's not running Ghost Wolves Legendary. What am I talking about? Of course it's not. Mind blast by the Shadow Base. Chicago getting blasted in their mind, but still horrified. The nightmares, the dreams. Interrupted to Amen. I think it's over. Lightning bolts coming in for Chicago with a Maelstrom. And Amen is kind of just actually recovered a little bit. Just even a little bit. Just a little bit of recovery. Ghost Wolves are in. I think it might be over for Amen. Thunder. I think it's done. Chicago taking them out. I am still surprised with Ked. I am still surprised with that one. I can't get over that. Can we talk about it? I feel like that happened way too quickly. Mythalin is going to be up next. Is it supposed to be like Michelin? Playing that Kyrian burst, that should be a lot of eviscerates, a lot of damage off of those. Especially if you're getting super lucky on those eviscerates. Kidney shot kind of DR'd into a blind in Chicago. Mythalin just kind of looking around, huh? Chicago? Yeah, it doesn't look like much. I don't know how those other guys died to them. Shadowy duel by Mythalin with an invasion to follow. At least they're able to get basically a free dance. Is Mythalin burned both of her dances, or are they just playing one dance build? Plenty of damage to Chicago with a disarm. Chicago just keep it cool and collected in the ghostful form. Looking to sunder the chain shackle as the smoke bomb comes out. Mythalin not really using the smoke bomb to create line of sight though by the looks of it. Just kind of waiting it out. Kyrian burst is up. Potentially could have a lot of damage. Cheap shot off of that vanish. Does it play 100% crit Lego? Or are they just committed with that Kyrian burst? And down they go. I feel like Chicago didn't do anything. Chicago just auto-attacked them. Flame Shock, Storm Strike. He didn't have wolves or nothing. Oh my god. Yo. I want to see if any of these guys figured out what Chicago's plan is, or Chicago's doing so far. Roel is up. Rouli? I don't know what to call you. I don't know what to call you. Man. I don't want to call him. Really. I'm gonna figure something out. Really. I don't know what the double dot on the O mean. I don't know what sound that makes. Chat, help me out. Anybody know? So Rod on to Chicago as the Warlock dropping down Infernal Chaos Bolts trying to come out, but Chicago is just gonna go behind the pillar chilling. Chaos Bolt finally flying. Really might be able to go for Chaos Bolt 1, 2, both of them into the grounding totem. That grounding totem hit more than they could shoot. With a Shackles Malediction onto Ruli, trying to go for a stun around the corner. Ruli's health is actually completely necrotic out. Could be under a lot of pressure. A Chicago trying to put in some damage into the Warlock health bar. Casbo's tried to fly into a quick Sunder, has an interrupt to the Nitro. Ruli, I think, is just time out. It's over. Into the... Wait, are you seriously just gonna let him... Wait, Succubus CC! Oh, Succubus CC! Wait, Ruli! Oh my god, he actually got himself a cheat death. Guaranteed cheat death. I don't know if Chicago was actually gonna try to stop it. Maybe trick it for it. Just maybe decide not to. Maybe Chicago is letting this happen because they need cooldowns. It's going to be quick interrupt into Ruli trying to set up a Casbolt, but looks like Chicago drop it down a grounding totem. Ruli not letting that Casbolt go flying just yet. Has himself a shield, Mortical in Chicago. Potentially could maybe get a fear into a bunch of Casbolts. Looks like Chicago heading to the pillar immediately. Seeing that Casbolt not interrupting immediately. Just trying to purge Ruli of any kind of buffs that he's got. So Rod trying to make a play. Does Chicago go for interrupting any of these? Gonna be that fear interrupted with a Succubus CC. Really trying to dodge away from the capacitor totem. Actually does a good job, but really find himself super low on health. Ghost Tools are up. I think those Ghost Tools are just gonna end up taking him down unless he does something, and Ghost Tools do take him down with Luveas as a last one left. That looks a little... Wait, that looks a little weird. In cat form, his whole front of his body is just like rigid. It's just trying to hold on to. It's just trying to hold on to the umbrella as a cat. Bashed by Luvius with a big Kamoke. The Spirit Chicago has a chicken for it with an interrupt. I think Luvius playing that minute Kamoke most likely. So you should be able to do it next go with an Incarn potentially. Chicago has a full flesh cut up. Luvius just needs to break through flesh cut. Able to do it so far. If he's able to just maintain some dots, maybe a bit of pressure on Chicago, he might be able to get a bunch of Star Surges with full Incarnation. Disarm onto Chicago. Does Chicago even need weapons to do damage here? Just Ghost Tools and a Flame Shock seems to do all the work sometimes. Maybe with some lightning bolts like Ked, just chase them down. Oh my god. Olivia's though tried to stay away from Chicago. They able to maintain dots. I think he's just waiting for the big Convoke. He also needs something to lock down Chicago, maybe like a Root Silence or like a Bash. If he can combine those two things together, he'll actually be okay. Chicago's gonna have to be very careful. Maybe get our Earth Elemental before the Convoke comes out. There goes the Earth Elemental. So now Luvis is in danger of actually doing damage to the Earth Elemental when he convokes. So I don't know if he's actually gonna end up waiting a whole minute for the Earth Ellie. Is he gonna even be able to? Because he kind of like, you have a chance of hitting the Earth Ellie if you convoke, which isn't optimal. Maybe you're just gonna have to try for it. Try going for it. Quick disarm onto Chicago. He's just trying to see if he can survive this a little bit. Thorns are up onto Luvius. Chicago, I think, tried to purge him. Is at least going to be able to get himself a bit of a heal. Ghost Tools are on him. And that's going to be lots of pets. Luvius, I think, just decided to go full Incarn. Bash on Chicago. Does a pre-wall. Convoke the Spirits coming in. Does the Spirits even hit Chicago? One of the Surges went through. One of the Star Surges went at him. Shackles Malediction onto Luvius. Needs to find a way to deal with it. It's going to go for a Shadow Meld Bear form. Get himself a Frenzy Regen. Trying to heal up even a little bit. So that was a lot of cooldown sent. But kind of press Incarn before you stun Chicago. So that was an immediate pre-wall for Chicago. So I don't really know. Can Lewis somehow come back? It looks like the dots are in. The green shimmers around them. The green shimmer of death. Unless he can somehow put himself out of that execute range. I think he might be in a tight spot here. It might be in a bit of a tight spot. How much damage does that trait do, Chicago? Actually, I'm interested again. You might need to send me a screenshot. Trigger for Chicago out of the cycle. I think Chicago's just looking to end this. Unless Luvius can wait out for another convoke, he might be able to make something happen. Chicago with a flesh cap. Luvius can just somehow just search through it and then bash Chicago with a big old convoke before grounding totem or anything comes up. It actually could be in a kind of okay spot. 40% dampening, which seems like it's high, but we're only 11 minutes into the duel. Plenty of opportunity for Druid to recover in health. Frenzy Regens, Swiftments, Regrowths, all of that can actually give you a little bit of recovery. Going for Convoke the Spirits defensively. A couple rats down of the team, not much you can do about it, but did use the Convoke just to reset. Cyclone onto Chicago. And Luvius is just trying to see if he might be able to prolong the duel a little bit, just for a chance, just for a sneak peek of being able to win this one, potentially. He's already so far in. So far, he's been able to survive this for quite a bit. He's been doing A-okay. Disarm to Chicago. Chicago, I guess he's just going to go for self-heal. Just continues walking at Luvius. Not even purging him so much. There goes the purge. Got a slow totem onto Luvius. Stun totem missing. Luvius finds himself kind of low on health again. Frenzy Regen as well as Barskin is up. Shackles Malediction onto Chicago. Chicago hits him with a Sunder just to break it apart. Quick roar in Chicago. Olivia's got himself plenty of movement with soul shape and the travel form. So far, trying to stay alive as best he can. There goes, was that a frenzy regen just now? Was that the emergency frenzy regen just now, or was that just a regrowth? I certainly hope that wasn't an emergency frenzy regen, because that didn't look like it healed for anything at this point. And it might have been one, honestly. He was kind of low on health. We'll see, boys. We'll see. Can Luvias come back out of this one? Chicago just keeps pressuring him. Keeps pressuring and keeps the pressure on. Towards the rope, trying to purge him. Luvias does have incarnation coming back very, very soon. Chicago with the wall. Ghost was up really soon. Shrink it back up if they need it. So Luvias might need to, again, go for a longer game. Maybe bash to Chicago. Big convoke. Force to trick out of Chicago. And then go again the next time around. He might need to make a big play. Or just go for the big surprise strategy. Just kind of out of nowhere. Ghosts are in silence of Chicago with a bash as well. Chicago tricks out of it. Not standing in silence at all. Luvias trying to go some damage. Shut him out for a second. But the looks of it. Back into bear form. Still has incarnation. Potentially convoke still. Chicago has an interrupt for it if they need to. Luvias no longer with a stun. Chicago did trick it out of it. Shackles. It looks like Shackles is lasting the whole time. Luvias is done with that seed pod. Yeah, there's only so much you can do. He tried to see if he might be able to last long enough. Maybe get incarnation back. I was gonna say, did Chicago not kill the seed pod? He tried to do the best he could, man. You gotta give him credit. But Chicago with a 1v5, it looked like a 1v4. But killing the seed pod doesn't actually count, because if you kill the seed pod kills the person inside of the seed pods, then you don't actually get the kill. So he did get the kill, what I'm starting to say. Alrighty, boys. The Chicago, dude. I'm actually surprised you blasted Ked that fast. I honestly thought the monk with BDBs to win everything, it was going to be a challenge, but I mean, he's a challenge. Don't get me wrong, they were really scary, but Shaman coming out on top of that one as a start of the duel, it just set the tone, dude. It just set the tone of how this is gonna go. You know what I mean? It's a bug perspective and then other player on the team. Yeah, it's just a bug. Yeah, when people leave, it just kind of bugs out their name or whatever. Yeah, it's nothing we can do about it. But it's not like anything weird or crazy goes on. It's just, yeah. I'm ready for a 5? Yo, are we doing more? Are we done skiing? It's Calamity. Not sure how to add you. LMAO. Dalaran hashtag 1340. If you guys got a group and you're the lead of that group, always welcome if you guys are, if you guys got a group. I try to keep people added, either like, I try to add as many of you guys as I can, but there's only so many spots in reality. So, worst to worst, I try to... What is going on? What happened? Did that dude crash? Sorry, just looking at the Guildy Discord. What was the same? I try to add people that have like a regulars for 5v5 1 duels in my groups. I try to have you guys added. But ever since they merged the EU and NA duels together, now I have even less of a friends list to work with. I mean, they expanded a little bit, but now it's still even more tight, keeping you guys on the EU and NA added. But yeah, I think we're gonna call it here, boys. We're gonna call it here for that one. Clokey, Chicago, Bald, we got Calamity, the boys, Trickster. Thank you guys so much for coming by to the stream. I really do appreciate you. Always fun hanging out with all of you guys. Always super fun. You should make a no healer weekend duels. Well, none of these guys are really healers, but like no hybrids. Do monks count? Do paladins count? I guess it'd be warriors, rogues, hunters. They can kind of heal themselves with a pet. It'd be rogues, warriors, hunters, I guess mages, warlocks, demon hunters, death knights. Although they can heal themselves sometimes quite a lot. I guess anything that isn't hybrid. I feel like when you, I guess we could do it, but it's like the way I see balance for PvP is like a totem pole, right? You take down the top totem, chop it, it drops. You still have somebody at the top. It's a totem pole, right? You can knock out the one at the top. There still going to be somebody at the top. Then you can keep chopping them up until you're just left with one class. But there's always going to be somebody at the top of the totem pole. And we can keep knocking them over, but not. I feel like it's just... Yeah, I kind of just want to get variety in the duels. That's all I care for. You know what I mean? I get what you guys are saying, though. Like, no healer. Some of these classes heal for a ton. But honestly, I feel like if we have the classes that heal for a ton, it's just so much sweeter when you see an arms warrior. Not a lot of healing. playing the Necrolord build so you actually can kind of heal coming into the duels versus all these healers, paladins, pharaohs, monks, and you see an armor's warrior just chef's kiss, plant a banner on his back, charge right in, execute, done. Just, it's so good. It's actually very enjoyable for me. I think let's go for no frail druids. maybe. Balance it with the gear, item level brackets. Balance it with the gear and item level brackets. Like for duels, if we have more control in terms of like if we had control when you queue up these duels, so like, oh, everyone's item level is like set to this amount, this number. I think that'll be a way to do it. I think some of the things they're talking about in 9.15 for PvP changes for like honor gear, I think with the stuff that they're talking about, that honestly might make it a little bit better. That honestly might make it a little bit better for players to get into PvP. We'll see what that looks like. We'll see what the item looks like. But I'm actually excited about it. Thank you for the stream. Love your moment. Hope to see you on Monday. You're catching a my man. Hope you have a good one. Just some good ideas, and man. Streams are great. Yeah, I get it, boys. I get it. I get it. The only thing I really do when it comes to rules, for the most part, is just like, we adjust what PvP talents we want classes to use and which ones we don't want them to use. Like Shadow Priest, we had them that they could use Void Shift in order to swap with an ally because they were really squishy and pretty bad. Nowadays, if they heal themselves for a ton, we have them like not run that. So little things like that we can adjust. But yeah, when like, I don't know, discounting certain classes out of the game completely, that can just sometimes be a lot more difficult and very micromanagey. So I like to imagine, like, I don't want to be like a mom hovering over people and making sure they have the right groups, you know, making sure they brush their teeth, making sure their clothes are folded, making sure the trash is taken. You know, I don't want to be doing that. So if I try to make these duels rules, I try to think of it from perspective of like as least hands-on as possible about it, right? And then just kind of hope Blizzard is balancing in the future. You know what I mean? Gears of Mad a lot. They had a lot of fun. Was in the team vault. Hey, dude, I'm glad you guys had fun. That's one important part is the fact that you guys had fun. Yeah, hopefully 9.15. They said they're doing some balancing to the PvP gear, so the honor gear is going to be more competitive. I'm really excited to see what that will look like. If they can even, so they open the item levels of the honor gear, so that should allow more players more access to higher item level gear without necessarily getting to like high-end PvP. I am interested to see what that looks like. I'm interested in how high the numbers are going to be, and I'm interested maybe they'll reduce the ranks of like honor gear. Maybe like make it like 3 ranks at most, or just 1 rank in general. I think that'd be really cool. We'll see. What do you think about Kirin Warrior Legendary? It's pretty strong. It's actually really cool. It makes me want to try Kirin Warrior, but at this point I'm gonna wait for 9.15 changes, and then I can try the Kirin Legendary with the Warrior. It's easy to select arenas to duel, then you pick the arenas where pillar humping isn't rewarded. Depends, to be honest, though. Yeah, I guess it really depends on the classes, too. Because I guess we could just do, like, Runes of Lordaeron the whole time where there's not a lot of pillars. But some classes need a bit of pillar and a little bit of reset to, like, even be considered decent. Like, the game is bounced around pillars. I guess we could just do, like, Runes of Lordaeron arena and do that new Kirin arena. And that's all the arenas we get. But I kind of also like the variety and the randomness of, like, the arena matches, the maps that we get. Yes, it benefits some classes sometimes, but it's all random, so it's all fair to everybody, right? Because some classes need a little bit of line of sight and need a bit of pillar in order to perform well. Some classes don't want a lot of pillar. So like if we do Runes or Lordaeron, any classes that are all about just running at holding W and kind of mongoing people down, those classes I think are going to end up doing a lot better than classes that need a little bit of a setup or a little bit of line of sight. So yeah, I don't know. It is something to consider, though. It is something to consider. If they do like some kind of an arena where there's no pillars whatsoever, I think it'd be very, very interesting to try that. But every game is gonna have a bit of pillar to it. Yeah, it's just not much you can do. Like, yeah, it's how the arenas are designed around. Certain classes would just dominate if there was no pillars, because some classes are designed where they did there was gonna be pillars in arena. It just, I think, how they design PvP in general. But also like zoning tools end up being better. You know, like Ring of Peace. It's kind of useful in PvE, very useful in PvP kind of deal. What spec do you think benefits the most from LOS? I think casters do, and hunters, anything that can kite, like hunters, Kirin arrow, right? Whether you survival, whether you're BM or MM, they benefit from it quite greatly. You know, they need kiting, and sometimes just being able to run away from an enemy isn't as easy. But running around a pillar, because they can't touch you as a melee, at least it gives you a little bit to work with. I feel like that'll be the first class to like, because otherwise it'll be just a sprint. You know what I mean? If you run out of mobility, you run out of mobility. Rogues and stealthies just resetting behind a pillar. That helps out a lot. Like, world PvP isn't always just out in the open world either. Sometimes people end up having world PvP around like caves and mountains that are a better line of sight so you can get away from somebody, catch a breather, recover on some health, and come back. You know? Balance pillars. No, I swear to God, I think they balance the game around pillars in PvP. Like, they really consider like pillars as part of the gameplay. I think as hybrids can 1v5 only because delay combat with heals, trying to do that on rogue once. Well, no, we've seen rogues do 1v5s before. Like, the amount of birds and crowd control rogues bring, like the absurd birds they have, it's like rogues can definitely 1v5. They can definitely 1v5. Sometimes it's not a proper match. It's also a matchup, right? Some classes just counter each other. So it's a rock, paper, scissors kind of deal. So if you get a really good matchup, a rogue can easily 1v5. You know? I would say rogue is one of the classes that has the easier time with it. Personally, but you know, to each their own experience. Have you not seen Boom? Boom, dude. Boom is insane. When you play Outlaw, dude, go big disarms, big sippy cubs, just live lording it past everybody. Just dance around people, quick gouges into kidney shots, big between the eyes, pistol shots. Slice and dice him. Yeah, dude. Only happens if you're top gear and the others are not. With rogues, I don't know. It all depends on the class. Rogues definitely do scale better with the gear, and I mean, most classes are going to benefit with gear. I think it depends on the class. Casters benefit the most. Feral Druids can explode them the best. Some classes benefit, sometimes some classes don't really. But if you had an arena with 0 pillars, you would just have an obvious dominance of certain classes, right? Maybe it's just because what if it has a? Because I mean, I kind of like the variety we have of duels, but if it had like arena of 0 pillars whatsoever, it's just a clean open field, nothing in between. Imagine if it would just end up being filled with like, I don't know, what class has the most longevity while also not hating pillars the most? Feral or like Monk maybe? No, Monk needs some line of sight. Feral needs a better line of sight. It'll probably be some like, not DK. Paladin? It'll probably be Paladins, because then they can constantly just generate holy power and then just constantly word of glory themselves. And then a majority of those duels would end up being like, oh, there's a Paladin, they'll probably end up winning because they're just longevity. Yeah, something like that. Because in a sense, or maybe like rogues, I guess, because I guess you can just vanish whenever you need to get away. I don't know. Yeah, I think it'll just end up having only certain classes just benefit the most out of it, and then we'll just see that class being brought to duels the most. But that'll just be less fun. But I understand what you guys mean, though. Like, that's something for the WoW devs to really consider when it comes to designing certain arenas and maybe like PvP in the future. But also, the game isn't balanced around 1v1s either. We just try to make it as fun as we can for the viewer. Because we love 1v1s, dude. I love me some 1v1s. They're super fun to watch. And I think some of the stuff we saw today, dude, insane. Insane. I enjoyed the hell out of it. Boom, legit rock. I really expect Granted, I started playing hits at the time, but still. Yeah, Boom just owned it up, dude. Didn't even need line of sight. He just ran in, disarm, gouge you, kidney shot, just lock you down, not let you play at all, man. It's all about longevity. In arenas, you mean? Like, living longer? Yeah, I mean, certain classes are going to be better at it than others, like Arms Warriors, right? But also the game, like, what is it? Arms Warriors are not designed to be played by themselves in arena. Yeah, like a healer ends up working out really well for them. Like sorry, boys. I don't know what came over me. I just been like choking them on spit, just talking so fast and trying to breathe. I just gotta stop, dude. I just gotta take a breather and just get my words across. I keep trying to get my words out so fast and trying to breathe. You get what I mean? Yeah, like the more class I think you throw into the mix of PvP WoW, the more balanced the game starts to feel. Like in the 3v3, that's where you can like have classes with like strengths and weaknesses, and classes cover for each other's weaknesses and exemplify each other's strengths. In a 1v1, it's like you have a weaknesses and strengths versus weakness strengths, and there's not really much like, you know. And need more anti-LS perks like Carrying the Hunter's Got. Yeah, that's an interesting one. I think 1v1 is a good idea way to learn what class to do in PvP. It's a fantastic way to at least learn what class to do, what to expect. It's a great practice ground. It's for sure a fantastic practice ground. I think with Paladins versus Priests, Island Paladin is supposed to beat Priest depending on the Priest as a healer. I mean, if you are doing a duel one-on-one, Paladin versus Priest, I'm not going to expect him to be a healer. That's a weird dynamic. Like a Red Paladin versus Shadow Priest, I could see that. And that really comes down to what Covenant everybody is, which most likely Paladin is Kyrian. The Priests have a choice between Venthyr and Necrolord, and it really comes down to the cooldowns, because they actually do have counters for each other, right? Pally, big damage, big healing, but Priest can counter that healing with Silence, with CC, as well as Mind Games if they play it, or just raw damage as a as a raw damage as a Necrolord. And Priests also have 2 schools of spells, Holy and Shadow, so Paladins only have 1 interrupt. Priests and Greater Fade abilities, and have fairly short cooldowns, like Disperse 1 minute, you have PI 2 minute, you have a Vampire Base like 1 minute, 130, 1.5, Greater Fade 45 seconds, Paladins have 2 minute wings, but they also have little mini bursts in between, like Seraphim, Wreck, all that stuff. They have Bubble, but Priests can also Mass Dispel it, so it really ends up being like a dynamic of, I think it's a bit more of an even dynamic than people think. I mean, generally I think people imagine, oh, just Paladin would come in and just shred the Priest, just one-shot him, but like if a Priest plays it super well, I feel like they do stand at least somewhat of a chance. But again, the game isn't really balanced around the ones either. This Priest was a hybrid in the same way that Feral Druid is a hybrid. Imagine how fast they've been nerfed. Well, Priests have been a hybrid for a while. Like, the damage they could provide has been a thing. I mean, right now, this Priest, hell, Holy Priest actually have more of this hybrid thing to it, where they just do insane damage even though they're a healer. Like, Mind Games Holy Priest is huge damage. They could solo somebody if they wanted to. So they've had moments where that was a thing. I just don't think they're gonna go full hybrid with like hybrid tax, because in PvE scenarios, like imagine playing a Feral Druid. You're already an off-meta spec. And imagine Blizzard was like, oh, you know what, because they're a hybrid, let's give you the hybrid tax like from Classic WoW. You just do less damage than everybody else, but at least you can heal yourself. That works, I think, in PvP to some extent, and it works for Classic WoW, when like off-healing was more of a thing. But nowadays the game has tanks dedicated for tanking, healers dedicated for healing, DPS dedicated for DPSing. There is some overlaps for that in Mythic, right? Heart of the Wild Druids are able to do some healing, like Kael Fight in Castle Nathria. But outside of that, you won't have that many groups actually utilizing it that much, because the game is, and in Classic was very similar. Yes, you could bring a Druid to your raid, because battle res, or you could just stack it full of warriors and mages and rogues, and you were just one-shotting bosses, and bring a bunch of priests, and you could actually just completely ignore hybrids. You could bring hybrids for certain unique things. The TBC is a little different, because at least there's like raid buffs, but even there, like, I believe most groups end up stacking Warlocks and Hunters, and then they'll just bring like a plethora, smattering of other classes like a Shadow Priest to buff the Warlock's damage a bit more, you know, stuff like that, because at least it's a little bit less trolling. But Classic was in a similar way. It's like, oh, Druid hybrid. It wasn't like, oh, let's bring a hybrid Druid because they could provide some off healing or maybe off tanking. They were like, no, let's just bring 2 warriors. They're not gonna die. Let's just have them go Fury Warrior tanking. They're gonna hold thread better, and let's just stack the raid full of priests because they do the best healing. If you're a Horde, bring 1 Shaman. If you're Alliance, bring 1 Paladin. You don't really bring it. You don't need a Druid. You could bring one, but you don't really need one. Like, people had the game down to a science. And it's like, it's cool as an idea of like hybrid tax. Oh, let's bring a hybrid. Maybe we'll need them for something. In most cases, like, the game is so formulaic, you just don't really need it that much. So that's why I don't think they're going to reduce their damage. In PvP, it ends up making a different dynamic than PvE, for sure. But I don't really know how else you balance it, because you kind of want it to be a hybrid. You want it to be unique. But maybe tone down some of the healing. Yes, they did tone down their healing. With some of the things where it's just like passive healing. Like Frenzy Regen, and how much it heals, how often it heals. Regrowth, and just passive healing. Like if Feral is pumping heals or running healing conduits, is a different story. But that's something I don't think we saw a lot of before. And it's only good in specific scenarios, like 1v1s again. Like in 3v3s, you probably want more damage. Things like that. Dude, I'm loving this conversation, by the way, dude. I'm loving this conversation. This is a lot of fun. I'm going over my stream time, but this is fun. Chatting with us, stuff like that. What do you think would be better with less healing game? I don't know. I think the games, if we do less healing, the games are going to get even deadlier. And the games are really bursty as is. So I don't really know if less healing is going to do the work, because things are already dying really quickly. Less healing is only going to make it that it's going to be harder to survive. So then, therefore, damage is going to be big. Big damn, big healing. I think the healing isn't as insane as it was, like big burst healing. I think there's some good off healing by hybrids, but like big burst healing, I don't think it's quite there. yet, at least. Maybe they could bring it back. I mean, certain classes have some crazy tools, but for the most part, you can predict healing. I don't know, making less healing would be the play, because you're just gonna... I think it's gonna exacerbate the big damage. I think stick with Rogue, try my crit from away across. How the Rogue seems okay. How the Rogue don't really stack crit in PvP. Go Haste Versi if you're gonna play it, but it's fun. I think WoW has neckbeard healers, so Top Gear takes full rate to kill. I think only WoW has neckbeard healers. Well, not all of them have a neckbeard. Some of them don't have. If healing was nerfed to PvP or feral druids, if power shift and cost 20% mana, make them less. I can just train you down with 90% more margin of error than you. Yeah, maybe that's something they could do, is like, hey, ferals have insanely good uptime, so maybe make power shifting a little bit more mana intensive, so they have to choose between healing and chasing. I think that'll be something, that'll be an interesting way to address the Kara South. Instead of just nerfing some aspect, it's like you're adjusting them a little. I think it'd be an interesting way of going about it, actually. You could either chase and power shift your way across and have the uptime, or you can heal. So you can kind of choose one or the other. That would be an interesting way of going about it. That's actually, yeah, I think there's some little things you could do, like, to fix that. I don't really know if that would be the fix, but that's an interesting way of going about it, without necessarily just, like, just turn down the dial and just nerf it by 50%. You know what I mean? It's a little bit more, it's more interesting of a change. That's an interesting one. But I don't know if they're going to add power shifting, because resource management is really not mana based nowadays. It's more about energy and cooldowns. But that would be an interesting way of going about it. Is Subbrook better than the other two specs? I guess it depends what kind of content you're doing. Yeah, shifting costs. But also, like, if you look at some of the TBC arena, mana cost and resource cost, like, mana was just part of the resource. It was designed that you have a set amount of mana and only set amount of mana regen. And the games in TBC, like 2v2s, 3v3s, and 5v5s are generally pretty quick, because resource is limited. You're trying to make the best decision with the resource you have. And like, if you want fast games, just, you can look at TBC Arena. Like, I know Shadowlands got really fast games too, fast big bursts, but I feel like longevity in TBC can be shorter in some cases. Archer could be used defensively too, going bear kind of form. I guess so, yeah. So it would be an interesting way of at least making it like, okay, well, you could power shift, and like, you got to be careful when you power shift, what you power shift into, kind of deal. Remember, Feral was the most badass PvP class to watch in WoW movies. Yo, I remember Rogues and Warriors being that way, but I don't remember. I don't really watch too many like Feral burst movies back in the day, but I'm pretty sure they were amazing. It would force them to strategize more and to think about it, as opposed to just reckless power shifting, knowing there is going to be no real punishment. Well, Ferals like, there is punishment to Feral, like being caught in the wrong form, being kidney shotted in Feral, and you don't have a trinket. You basically are dead. There's only so much you can really do. Barkskin Wall are great tools, but they die in a stun still, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. I think it would be an interesting way of going about it, to make them less like just like spam healing. But I think the healing really becomes exacerbated mostly in a 1v1. So it's less of like a priority in like a 3v3 or 2v2, unless like you're really in dire situations. So you're not really going to see Ferals doing like the conduit stuff, unless it's like a double DPS, where you kind of want a hybrid to be able to heal a little bit, to stand up to, because I don't want 2v2s just to be healer DPS. You know, I want it to be some double DPS in there. So if hybrids being able to maybe be kind of okay in 2v2s for that regard, just for the sake of variety, I'm more or less okay with it. But in 3v3, like, in most cases, you'll just end up doing damage because you have a healer to heal you. And I guess you can go for self heals, but if you're sacrificing damage for it, when you have a reliable healer in coordination with the team, then, you know, it ends up being a very specific problem in a very specific field in some sense. You know what I mean? The Subbrook technically the best damage for M+ right now. I really like the spec. It's really good, Dan. If you want to pick it up and try to gear for sub in Mythic Plus, it's really good. I think I'll have a lot of fun with it. I think right now it's between Outlaw and Sub. I think Sub has pushed to higher keys than Outlaw, but I could be wrong on that. Let me peep. So we have Sub creation. You can kind of see where the specs are at. Sub and Outlaw are basically in the same line. This week, highest key that Outlaw has done is a 26. And they're doing really, really well. For a Sub, I think it's a 26 as well. But I think the highest keys pushed so far was with a Sub Rogue, because of their ability to focus damage onto a singular target. And their AoE is definitely not bad. So, yeah. They're playing the Obedience Dagger too. Both of them are really, really good. Very competitive to one another right now. Extremely competitive to one another. It looks like Fury Warrior's coming back up a little bit. With the Kyrian Lego. Not bad at all. These guys still Night Fae? Oh no, they're Kyrian right now. That's pretty cool. Yeah, Kyrian Arms Warriors. Actually will be super fun to try. I want to try it whenever 915 comes out. Good to see you on. What's up, Android? How you doing, my guy? Essentially, the spam power shift heals recklessly, they go so they need to think about their exits, particularly if the healing is going to remain the way it is, like that Swiftman. Swiftman, I think, is a so Blizzard originally nerfed the regrowth, but they didn't nerf the Swiftman because no one ran a conduit from a healer spec. Like they're sacrificing a DPS conduit to heal more. When I guess maybe this is what they could do, is maybe just make it so that that conduit only works for Resto, unless they really like the ability for them to hybrid it. Because the original Frenzy Regen heal, when you merge the heal, originally it's just a Guardian only conduit, but players are able to use it, and it looks like Blizzard didn't nerf it, so they're kind of wanting for players to be able to play the hybrid builds that they wanna, right? I mean, are we gonna nerf Feral healing if, let's say, a Feral runs healer conduits and a healer legendary? I don't think at that point it's a problem of like Feral healing, or rather like, oh, certain conduits are allowing them to do more healing than it's normal, or like a legendary or whatever. Because it's also a good idea not just to, like, that's just not innately a class thing too. It ends up being only feeling that way because of a specific toolkit that they're using, or a piece of the systems they're using. So there would be conduit. So I think the problem that would be, oh, you don't like the Swiftman healing? Maybe it should be nerfed a little for Feral, or non-restoration druid healing. Like that should still be a healing conduit, but maybe it should be nerfed a little for the hybrid specs. And then at that point you wouldn't have to even make all the mana changes later. You know what I mean? It's little things like that. That's amazing. The Rogues specs up plus, they're really good. Even Assassin they can do pretty well. It's not even trolling either. I think I was wrong, sorry. 3. Well, he has 2 specs that are doing well in M+. There's a third one, but it's not doing as well, but it's still really good. I'm not a big Feral expert. Yeah, I feel ya. Management could cost might be a solution. You never really know. Make heals less effective if you're in DPS spec. Bigger gap and percentage depending on spec. Yeah, but then again, if you are reducing like baseline native healing, then you are actually making the game even deadlier and burst even faster in a sense. Because you take away maybe a potential defensive toolkit of a Feral. Because most Ferals have like Bark Skin that have wall and then healing if all else comes, if all else fails. It's unlike Paladin that literally one of their defensives is Word of Glory spam. Which Blizzard was like, you know what, we don't really like that that's their defensive toolkit. Maybe we should give them more defenses and nerf the healing in the future or something. Kind of like a Feral got Bark Skin. Like heal effectiveness, rest 100%, Bunker 40, Bunker 60, DPS 40, something like that. Yeah, they could probably do something like that. Yeah, so like if there's some kind of healing that's looking like, oh, it's a little out of control, it's a little much, they could maybe put a cap on it if it's used by a different spec. Maybe like 40% might be low, like even if they're just at 50%, like you just reducing the value while still letting Ferals play it if they want to run that as a conduit for a specific playstyle. But you would kind of like nerf its impact. Little things like that. Like smallest changes can make the biggest ripple. Them adding that one passive for sub-rogue or assassination rogues where Envenom refreshes and extends their slice and dice, literally that one little change made them from barely anyone plays assassination, it's kind of like a niche thing, it does okay, to literally rank 1 boss killer spec in the game of during Castle Now 3, and they're still doing pretty good right now. But like that one little change ripple affected to beef up assassin rogues going upwards. And I guess the Venthyr changed too. The Venthyr flagellation changed to make it a better ability. That did too. That did pretty well too. Yeah, that helped out a little. That helped a lot actually. That helped a lot as well. But now assassination rogues can play other covenants, so they buffed them as well. But yeah, that one little change did help the spec out tremendously in terms of being able to run certain legendaries that actually make some difference in play. Because even if they buffed the Venthyr Lego, I don't think it would have made assassination that as good as it came out to be with that small buff and the Venthyr buffs. Because they didn't even end up running the Venthyr Lego in the first place anyway, they ran the Doomblades Lego. And now because the gems are running the Dash and Scoundrel, but that's a whole nother story. Alrighty boys, thank you so much for coming by, appreciate all of you, fun talk towards the end of the stream, always fun hanging out with you boys. I'll see you guys Monday for the regular streams, doing some All-Star before the weekly reset. We got some big fat chests for our ults. so far, and might be something huge to open on a Tuesday. I'm very excited about it. Thank you guys so much for coming by. Appreciate all of you, and I'll see you guys all Monday. Enjoy your Saturday evening or morning if you're at. Enjoy Sunday. I won't be on Sunday. Thank you all. You guys have a good one. I'll see all of you in the next. Oh, Dan the man. Big. See you guys all next tomorrow. All right, boys. All right. Peace.
Watch the flame in me ignite. You didn't wanna walk the plank. But the Mariona it came. Baby, it was dark, it was hard to see. And that's when the spark lit inside of me. Oh, I was lost from reverie. Oh, one day you will see what you made of me. What's inside of me? Oh, one day you will see. I found my inner peace. You watch it release in the dead of night. In the dead of night. Baby, when you feel a die, you know it's an eye for eye. Feel the energy align, and the touch of night. And the dead 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 of night. And one day you will see what you made of me. What's inside of me. Oh, and one day you will see. I found my inner beast, and you watch it.